Hello to the people, the 7 people. Good evening to you. What is it, a Monday night? Did you get through Monday okay? Do you want to jump off a bridge? Do you think you can do another day? But stop with Rent Boys. I haven't actually had an event, boys. It's a bit of a clickbaiter, to be honest. I mean, it's not, but it is. I'll tell the story when we get to 50 people. Hello, Debbie. Good morning, afternoon, and evening to the peoples, wherever they are around the world. So for most of the people's evening and Monday evening. Most of the people are recovering after their first day back at torture, enslavement. Oh my God, how much wine to get through tonight before I have to do it all again tomorrow. But this one's just going to do it by judging others. Well, he doesn't even know the story. Hey, screamers. Not at 3 in the morning when everyone else is asleep. We've got Event Boy in the chat. Nice one. Oh, Zoe's back. I thought Zoe had left us. Zoe, great to see you. I've got something for you. I've had this for ages. I've been waiting to see you for ages. Oh, no, don't tell me I've not got it anymore. Oh, shit. Oh. Not got it anymore. I've not got anything for you, Zoe. Sorry about that. Wow, Fanny's on it. Fanny's on it straight away. Thank you, Fan. Amazing. What an amazing start. That is only going to improve my mood and the stream. So, I wasn't planning on streaming today, but then that's always the case. I need to stop saying that because I go to bed every night saying, no, you streamed 3 days in a row. You can't possibly stream for another day. And I always end up falling asleep by 9 p.m. So it's fairly inevitable I'm going to wake up at this hour. But it's even more inevitable if you're stupid enough to give your WhatsApp out to someone on Grindr. What was I thinking? So I had an I want to end it all day 2 days ago now, or was it yesterday? I don't know. I lose track. It'll be different for you and me anyway. So I think 2 days ago for me, maybe 1 day ago for you. I had an I want to die day, like so bad, proper in the void. Thought it was all over. Thought I couldn't do it anymore. I don't mean I actually was practically having thoughts of ending it, but I had gone into I was in the void so deeply that I had lost trust of the path and thought I would never find the path again. Like that's the stage I was at. Black currant. I found a kilo of black currants for £1. Is the camera blurry? It looks blurry to me. So a day of total escapism. I had 3 tuk-tuks. Now 3 is extreme. For 41-year-old Tom, 3 is extreme. 25-year-old Tom would have done 3 by 7:30 in the morning. But for 41-year-old Tom, 3 is extreme. So a lot of escapism was happening, is what I'm saying. And of course, they're all Rent Boys. Every single one, pretty much. Except one called Marvin. And Marvin was quite good looking. I think he's 25. And he's managed to take the good angle of the penis so it doesn't look like a raisin. So I managed to get in, not any sort of fantasy or any sort of story of relating or anything like that. But I managed to get into a story of I'd like to fuck Marvin or I'd like Marvin to fuck me. So he asked for my WhatsApp and I always just say, you don't need that. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I gave it to him, but I did. And he seemed all right. Like he seemed to have some sort of self-control because most of the people on that conversation, if you give them in Asia, particularly, like I'm not saying this would happen in England. I mean, similar crazy stuff would happen on that app in England, but there's just more neediness out here. There's just more desperation out here, is basically what I'm saying. So if you give someone your number out here, like they're going to ring you non-stop. because, you know, they're desperate for a tenner or they're desperate for attention. I don't quite know what it is, but there's just more desperation out here, without a doubt, probably financially. Well, Marvin didn't do that. Marvin seemed like it seemed fine. He had my number for 2 days, no problems, just the odd text, you know, about his cock. Great, well, totally open to that. We arranged for him to come round last night, and I was quite excited about it because I'd, you know, allowed myself to fall for the perfectly angled picture again. I know I'm going to be disappointed, but the picture looks quite good. So we arranged it for like 7 p.m. last night. What happens is, well, at 5 o'clock, I text him a dirty text message because I'm horny. He doesn't respond. So, but form would say, and keenness would say, and the level of, holding himself he seemed to have, like he wasn't desperate, he was normal. I thought he was going to be a man of his word. So I still thought we were going to meet at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock goes by, he hasn't even looked to my text. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's one of them. You know, because on this app, it's just an app of flakes and demons. So that was that. That's fine. No problem. He's not coming round. It's over. Whatever. He's a waste of time. That's fine. He's, you know, most people on that app are all talk. You know, they're fucking scared of their shadow. So they never actually dare meet. Oh, for fuck's sake! You're fucking kidding me, man. Spent fucking. Oh, it's you, is it, CT7? You little cat. Oh, CT7, it's a good job. You're very cute and cuddly. Oh my God, cats. Fucking cats. Oh my God, I spent so long positioning this fucking thing. Oh, what a nightmare. What a fucking nightmare. Look at, oh my God, I hate this shit. Oh, CT7, you absolute ignoramus. Oh, God. I'm never going to get censored again. Honestly, I spent so long censoring it. Fuck me, man. What's that like? Oh, my God. Honestly. I need to tell you about these stupid flowers on the table as well, that aren't really flowers. And I need to tell you about my laxative juice that I'm drinking, but I didn't realize it was a laxative juice. But I'm still drinking it because it's so good. So yeah, expect major ass explosions. I give up. I give up. I just can't do life anymore. I cannot do technology. I cannot do this fucking stupid shit. Look at the state of that. Oh my God. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. Right, I'm at the point where I need to employ a Bangladeshi techno person for a tenner a day to just do everything for me. Maybe suck my cock too. Ugh, Bangladeshi, no. Oh, God, no. But, you know, if I'm paying him a tenner a day, I might as well get my money's worth, haven't I? Fuck's sake! Oh, I'm so pissed off with this shit. Look at that. You can't even see the fucking cat thing. Oh, CT7, you've just no idea what a disaster this is. What a nightmare you are. Right, that'll do. Fuck me. It's so bad. It's like the sofa's like this. I can't fucking respect myself and look at that. I can't seriously do a live stream like that. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. But what else am I going to do? Just spend the whole live stream fiddling about with this fucking godforsaken camera? Why is it so wonky, man? What the fuck is wrong with this shit? So I don't like technology, everyone, if you're wondering why I'm getting so angry. It really, really pisses me off. It's the bane of my life. I've decided to go on a career path that involves technology. Then a stupid man called Lee came into my life and was like, oh, here, you need lots more technology. You need to learn lots more technology. And this is where it's ended. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. Get off that fucking wire now. Honestly, these fucking rats. So I had a lovely evening. I had a few smokes and I was ready to go to bed by 9 p.m. So I went to bed. Now, unbelievable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to share this or not. I'm going to tell you right now, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to share the footage. Malaysian and the demon next door. So they're not next door anymore, they're now downstairs. Do you know about the Malaysian and the demon? I don't know if you do. I don't think you've seen them yet. But I used to live next door to a blue-haired demonic woman, like really bad, like cat head. And a Malaysian guy, her boyfriend. And I like the Malaysian guy. He's very disempowered and, you know, I find it hard to be around him. But he means well and he's got a good heart. She's horrendous. Like, her energy is so bad. Like, she just makes my skin crawl. So demonic. And then, right, so they start arguing. Right, so I just start hearing noise. So I'm now above them. And I start hearing noise outside. And I get my camera and I open the window and I'm thinking they're drunk. Oh, now earlier today they had a big argument. I mean, I think he's finally accepting that what's attached to this vagina is not worthwhile. The vagina might be nice, but my God, there's a whole demon attached to it. It's not worth it. So he starts, he's obviously been realizing that for a while. But, you know, this morning he really realizes it and we have a big bust up. And then they're banging around outside. I assume they're drunk. So I'm opening the window, about to shout, shut the fuck up and get inside now. How fucking dare you? I'm about to go mental. Obviously, I'm recording it. And then I realize what's happening. He's trucking. No way! No fucking way! Are you fucking kidding me? Leave the fucking wire alone! I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe this shit. Honestly, these fucking cats. I love them so much, but they're so bad for live streaming. Honestly, oh God, this camera, I hate it so much. Why are you so shit? The wire pulls it back around. It's such a bad design. It's such a bad design. Oh my God, cats everywhere, just fuck off. Can you please just go away? Right, we're definitely not getting any more cats. That's settled. 2 is definitely enough. Oh, it's such a bad design. It's so bad. It's just so bad. The wire pulls it back round. I just can't believe how much I hate this fucking technology shit. Right, that looks quite good. Rachel feels my pain right now. Rachel's just like, yeah, I couldn't do this shit. She's a bit upset that I got angry with my cats, but she also understands the technology stuff. But yes, I will get angry with my cats if they fucking move the camera. My God. Oh, goodness me. All right, so we'd gone off on a tangent about, do you want these stories or do you want me to just chat with the chat? I think people prefer it when I just chat with the chat. But I'll come to the bottom and see if you want these stories because they are going on quite a bit. We've got 200 joules. Yeah, I was just thinking that as I was having my latest outburst that my beautiful cat that I love so much. I was like, oh, maybe I need to get stoned. You're not fit to have animals. Leave, save me. Oh my God, these fucking plebs. Oh, they're so funny, bless them. Oh my God, they're so desperate. I just shouted. It's fine. I didn't hurt them. It's absolutely fine. The cats are very happy. They're catching around over there. Oh, now they're catching around over there. They'll be back here in a minute, don't worry. You are so pathetic. A man can't express his anger in the moment without you being like, oh, take his animals. Oh, say I'm such a victim. I'm going to project my victimhood onto these cats. Oh, everyone's a victim. Let's all just get victim points. Fuck off, you boring cunt. Right. I want more of this and less of probably this, I imagine. That was fucking out of order, the way you just abused. You're abusing cats on camera. No, I just shouted. That's all that happened. I got angry and I shouted. It's fine. You're allowed to express your emotion, people. This is why you're also suppressed and repressed and retarded, because you don't express your emotion and you live in the minds of others and you judge yourself and others as strongly as this. And I'm reporting you to YouTube. You think a bogman screaming at cats? Seriously, you are fucked. Oh, don't report me to YouTube. I'm reporting you. Can someone stop this person, please? Authority, can we have a bigger government? The government's not big enough. Can you all do more damage? Can you all have more control, please? We need more control, because I'm so scared. Fuck off, Charlie, you fucking retard. Right, where was I? I knew that would drive a fucking fuckwits crazy. It's so funny. No, I'm not moving them to another room. I love them. I want them to be around. I just don't like it when we touch the camera, obviously. I love having my cats on camera. I just got angry at the whole technology situation. Wires are irresistible to mischievous felines, clearly. Yeah, they absolutely love them. I was really shocked when one of them chewed through my wires. Not you, you fucking pleb. A goodly. I don't know if you're a pleb, but, you know, obviously thinking it might be about you. All right, let me get back to my story in the other day about family, world news. Right, so I was at the Malaysian. So, yeah, so I realized what's happening. So Mr. Malaysian has got the demon's stuff in his hands and he's throwing it down the drive. So I went from thinking it was a situation that I had to control to, oh, okay, let's just let this play out and film it, of course. But whether I'll show it or not. So this is a new thing that I've got to where I'm starting to have a modicum of respect for people around me. And also the balance between entertaining you and serving my YouTube channel and respecting people around me and not causing problems in my life is shifting. So before, there'd been no doubt that would go on YouTube and I would not care how he reacted. No matter how he reacted, I'd be like, well, I got a good video of it. I don't give a fuck. That shifted. And I'm starting to be like, do I really want to share my neighbor having a massive domestic? Because that's probably going to affect my relationship with my neighbor. So I'm starting to value that more than the YouTube, which is quite interesting. But I probably will show it. I probably will still, I imagine the balance is still more towards YouTube. And so that all happened. So I didn't manage to get straight to sleep. That's what I was telling you about. And then I finally got to sleep. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone starts ringing. It's Marvin. So he's ignored me all evening. He's gone back on our arrangement. He's totally ghosted me. Fine, no problem. But don't then ring me at 3 in the morning when you're pissed up. How fucking dare you? So that woke me up. Obviously, I just killed his call. Obviously, I'm going to block him now. But like, why did I give him my number? Like, just fucking mental. So he's not Event Boy. I should clarify. He's the only one on there that isn't. But it made a much better title, obviously. So so that's why I'm here streaming, because that fucking retard woke me up. Unbelievable. I just can't. How dare you ring someone at 3 in the morning, especially when you've ghosted them all evening? Like, what are you thinking? And this is the caliber of person you get on that demonic app. And he's one of the better ones. He's the one that's not fucking selling his ass. Everyone else is selling their ass. It's so bad out here, man. Honestly, it's so bad. Kind of good, but bad, really. All right, let's delve into a chat. No chat. No doubt there's way more fucktards. Oh my God, there's so much fucktards, man. Calms, they're pills, aren't they? Oh, there's PCA. Someone phoned me NSPCA. I really want to nail like the what creates this. So this is when someone is so weak and disempowered and so lacking in responsibility and stoicism and self, a meeting of self. They love authority and they love, like, can you sort him out? You know, like, think of the COVID people, think of the maskers, think of the ones that were like, you need to stand there. This is that energy, man. They're so bad. They love authority because they're so disempowered. Oh God, just the worst. Them boys have found a niche in the market. Human alarm clocks was always going to happen at some point, but that didn't come up with it first. Why can't we have more people like this? Why are there so many fucktards? Look how desperate this person is. Like, literally, nothing happened there. I just shouted. I got angry and shouted. Like, nothing happened, and this person wants to get the NSPCC involved. And what the fuck is the NSPCC? Isn't that a children's one? They're just mental. They're actually mental. Cheers for the Jules edit. They're just mental. And then this one thinks pills are the answer. Like, there's a green herb, mate. What are you talking about? Justin's just like, what the hell's going on? Justin tuned into me effing and blinded and the camera being all over the fucking place. Caluso's chilled out. He's taken too many shrooms to care. And Caluso's met himself. Caluso isn't obsessed with authority and tries to control others because you're so scared of meeting yourself. Enlightened man vents anger at aggressive cat. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. And it's fine. Why are we judging it? Why are we pretending we're not human and we don't have angry moments? Oh my God, you had an angry moment. Oh my God, we need to get the authorities involved. You're not fit. Lee said. They think Lee is as pathetic as them because they can only perceive from their level of perception. So they think that Lee's going to be down there going, and he's going to run up and be like, oh, you bad boy, you shouted again. No, Lee's just going to be laughing. It's so pathetic. They're just so pathetic, man. Yeah, again, definitely not you, mate. Use the tape. Now, this person's on it like, this is it. This is adult. This is adult. This is solutions. This isn't pathetic little fucktards fucked hard enough. Use tape to secure your wires. You've just put it back as it was so it will happen again. It's not the cat's fault. Fix your problems. Great. Responsibility. Yes, it's not the cat's fault. You can call me out for having an angry reaction, but to go to like, I'm gonna call people. It's just your victim mentality. You're just so obsessed with being a victim in your own life that you're now doing it over fucking cats. It's so pathetic. You are the fuckwit, says the office worker that took the vaccine. Finish your story. I think I did. Tom, I just thought of something. What if you create a decoy laptop camera setup for CT, complete with tons of dangling wires? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. The lengths you have to go to when you've got cats. I can't believe I was thinking about getting a. And then someone's like, lock them in the room. I think it might have been Rachel. Like, are you mental? Like, they're my cats, man. Definitely want them about. Even put this in the live stream so everyone can see them. Okay, calmer times ahead, hopefully. Tape is the one. That's what I will do from now on. Fantastic suggestion. Thank you for a practical suggestion that also came with a bit of a responsibility jab, but it wasn't like judgment. It wasn't like outrageous libtard reaction. It was just like, you're being a bit of a dick right now. Here's a solution. Check yourself. Nice one. I wonder if you have neighbors who are pissed off with your child pathetic outbursts. Maybe. I don't care. So it's on them if they do. You know, fine. Their reaction is theirs. Why would I care? Lol. But no, the type of people that live in Cambodia are not you. What it takes to be a refugee is the total opposite of you. So you have no perspective of the type of people that are living here. They're all refugees. They've all met themselves. They've all taken some responsibility. They've all created their own existence. The last thing they want is more authority. The last thing they're going to do is shout out to organizations for help because they're so disempowered. No, they're the opposite of you. They don't live in complete judgment and finger pointing. They're actually starting to do this, and there's many of them that are fully doing this. So no, you will have no perspective of the type of people that live here. Also, there's no one else on this floor, so you have no idea what you're talking about. So once again, it's the projection of the pleb. Oh my God, what the fuck? Really enjoyed the video about the cost of living pricing on rentals, but can't watch this shit. Why? Fine. It's not going to change. Do you want me to change, Martin, to suit you? No, you can fuck off. Glad you enjoyed the tour video, though. It was a little bit different. Yeah, it's like a mixture of the two, isn't it? Like, really, if I'm doing the, I realize, you know, when I watch Nikki, the lap YouTuber, 200,000, very different to me. Like, completely the opposite kind of YouTuber to me. You know, I realize, you know, what that video really needs to be and the amount of effort that needs to go into it. And I just think, oh, I can't be able to do that. So it's like it was, for me, a video like that, it was still too much like my other videos. Like, if I'm going to do a video like that, I mean, it was different because I was actually looking for the house myself. So it started off as, you know, I filmed it as a normal English refugee video, then realized it could be something a bit different. But really, I need to actually do a video like that where I really focus on the information and not like trying to make you laugh. And the relationships with the estate agents and all that, like, cut all that out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still learning about videos like that because I've never really done them. But I felt like it was a pretty bad job, to be honest. It wasn't done professionally. It was done in my usual energy, and I think for what I was trying to achieve in that video, that's never going to work. But anyway, it's all a learning. What's going on, mate? Just having a bad day or something family-related or world news? No, I'm fine. It was just a cat's on the wire. I had a really good day yesterday. I had a great day yesterday. Yesterday was the turnaround. Ah, you've got to hiss at cats, not shout at cats. Thank you, Zoe. That's please. That's. Yeah, always doing shadow work. Yeah. Is that meant to be some sort of, are you trying to shame me? Is that meant to have some effect on me? And again, you're perceiving from your own level of perception. It won't work on me. What works on you won't work on me. I'm not a retard. Why did you name the cat CT7? CT7 is a postcode in Kent. It sounds a bit like a character from Star Wars. I didn't name him, but I think it's a great name. He's got a crooked tail. So he's called Crooked Tail 7 because he's already lost 2 lives. Don't be gay all your life, have a day off. That's quite funny, especially for Spaz. Well done, Spaz. Get tape. Yeah, okay, cool. So, hello, Michelle. How are you? You're not going to call any... Yeah. You're not going to call any authorities, are you? NPC, NSP. I thought it was for kids. They're such retards. Oh, Lauren knows about cats. Cats are such sensitive beings. They will learn not to trust you if you shout at them or don't handle them with care. Love them for whatever they do, even when their behavior at first is inconvenient. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I agree with that. I had a reaction, you know. Have you ever had a reaction? The only difference is you weren't filming yourself for the whole world when you had a reaction. Oh, God. I don't care what you suggest. Oh, no, you're all right, actually. I would suggest being more humble. You are calling your audience fucktards minutes after losing your shit with your cats because of your failure to secure wires. Work on, yeah. I mean, have you not seen my channels? That's exactly what I'm doing. That's what the whole channel's about. You'd have to come. So, seriously, if the cats weren't hurt, of course we should treat animals in our care as best as possible, but they don't fear him at all. Yeah, I mean, it's just obvious, isn't it? Absolutely obvious. Hope that at least the rent boy was doable. Obviously didn't listen to the story. At least the head girls are not here tonight shaming people for laughing at a joke. I think that's some personal vendetta she has with somebody in the chat. Riley agrees with Lauren. Hello from Scotland. Love your rants at the haters. No one else on YouTube does this. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. Oh, I like you a lot. Thank you, mate. Thanks for your support. And when I get English refugee up today, I think I'll do a 5-minute section in each video that's like retards of the day, where I read the comments from the video before and just rip them all apart. I think that's going to become a big feature of English refugee. Why are you shouting when all you do is complain about noise, yet you are screaming like a bitch? Because I'm alive and I'm human and I'm expressing myself. Is that okay, Charlie? No, it's not okay. Well, tough shit, it has to be okay, because it's my live stream, and you can fuck off back to the office where you belong. Take another booster, mate. Are you sure you're not... hey, Jack. Have you forgotten that we're on 3 different channels and you'll only see the comments on the channel that you're on? 514 in Sayami. Tom, remember noise pollution and how much it irritates you? Yeah, I'm in a really good quality flat with really strong, thick walls and no neighbours. Calm down. Same people who say call the RSPCA or the NPCC are the same people who pull out their phones when something tragic happens on the street instead of helping. Yeah, of course, they're absolute pussies. Worst of the worst. Oh, at least he didn't take a vaccine, a test, wore a mask. Oh, that's not true. You definitely wore a mask. Are you honestly telling me you never wore a mask? Or had an app on the phone? You have been bummed by presumption. Yeah, of course. I am going to make presumptions based on your retardation. So, of course, most people who are like you have done all those things. So, of course, I'm going to make that assumption. That's fine. You're still a retard, clearly. So I'm still that. Doesn't matter, does it really? Well done for not being so retarded that you poisoned yourself, though. Still working in an office, though, don't you, mate? Still enslaved. Yeah. Kitten seems to have recovered, Tom. Callie is whizzing about the back of your sofa, happy as ever. Yeah, she's still coughing, mate. But she's fine. So I keep talking to AI about it, and AI is basically saying as long as they're not discharging, still eating, and have good energy, then you don't really need to worry. Of course, it's also saying, you know, it's been 5 days, you probably should go to a vet. But it's basically saying as long as it's, you know, these are the things to look out for where you need to get worried, and none of those things are happening. So I think she's just got a cold. What I'm scared of is that it's cat asthma. I mean, she's just so full of life. Like, she's just jumped into a fucking bucket and then jumped back out. She's honestly, guys, Callie is amazing. Now, am I right in thinking it's not usual for kittens to purr? That comes later in their life. She's so purry. She's so purry. It's unbelievable. CT7, no. Thank you. Wow, the haters are on form tonight, Thomas. The cats are great. Can't use a P word for the cats. Blanks me out, for fuck's sake. Pussy. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. That is so gay. It's so boring, isn't it? So boring. It's about as boring as the haters. Cracking. Last 2 videos, very interesting and funny. Tie-dye landlord. So I asked the question in an episode soon, is this guy wearing the same top every day, or does he have the same top? Does he have many copies of the same top? What do you think it is? We find out. Get your guesses in now. Which one do you think it is? Breaking news, Cambodia today. Man shouts with cat in the same room. More to follow. Oh, thank God for people like you, honestly. Honestly, just thank God for people like you and people like Jack. Hey up, Tom, paying for an om. I think, I was going to say we all need to take a deep breath, but that was my projection. I need to take a deep breath. Thank you, Jack. I'm not going to quite go to Om levels because that would just feels a bit egoic to Om on camera. It reminds me of when I was a spiritual egoist. When I was of the spiritual ego, and everyone, oh my God, we'd all sit in these circles, and then if so would be like, okay, let's close the circle with an Om, guys, and then everyone tries to do their best Om and out Om the person next to them. Oh my God, it's such spiritual ego bullshit. Thanks for helping the plebs, Riley. They need all the help they can get. To be fair, some of them did say RSPCA because that exists in Cambodia. For a man shouting at a cat. Oh my God. How conditioned into a nanny state are you where you think, what happened today where I just thought, oh my God. Oh yeah, there were kids playing in a boot. So there's a truck driving along, boot open, kids playing in it, having the time of their life. And I was just thinking, my God, if that was England, like, and people would be like on the phone to the police, they'd be chasing the car down and swerving in front of it to stop it. And I was just thinking, it just shows how everything is conditioning. Like out here, that's totally fine because it's totally normal. And then in England, you'd have women literally ripping their hair out over it and screaming and like calling the police like it was the scariest thing ever. And it wouldn't be unjustified in England. Like that would actually be expected. That would be seen as virtuous. To do nothing would be seen, you know. But it just shows how strong culture is, how strong cults are, how strong conditioning is, and how we all think we know something, but it's all just based on our conditioning. Like out here, no one reacts to somebody having kids in the boot and the boot open as they drive along. And of course, I think there's a balance. Like I personally wouldn't have my kids playing in the boot when I'm driving with the boot open. Like that would feel very unsafe to me. But I also don't think they need a booster seat and to be strapped up and, you know, and I need a £50 fine if they're not. Like, fuck off. So, yeah, so these people are coming from authoritarianism. They're coming from strong authoritarian conditioning that we receive in the UK. And then they're applying that to Cambodia, where people drive around with the kids in the boot. There's no RSPCA here. And they're definitely, if there was, they're definitely not going to be bothered about someone shouting at a cat. Have you seen how animals are treated out here? Not so much Cambodia, it's much better in Cambodia, but like Vietnam, for example. And Cambodia. If you think that someone's going to come for shouting at a cat, then you need to see how animals are treated in Cambodia. You really need to wake the fuck up. You really need a reality check. The whole world isn't England. The whole world isn't as repressed as you. Yeah? Can you even grasp that concept a little bit? I know it's way out of your perception and you'll never... And honestly, no one will be able to perceive what I'm saying without coming to Southeast Asia. Like you have to, because it's so the opposite to what you know. You have to experience it to even begin to be able to process it. And I think you have to experience it for a year to even begin to lose your retardation around authority and all that. The roads is a really good one for this. Like we're so used to being told what to do, like red light, stay here, amber, get ready, green, robot, go. Whereas out here, it's all just flow and people have to take responsibility. People actually have to think. You know, they're responsible for their own lives. They're not just like, what does the light say? What am I being told to do now? Please tell me what to do, otherwise I won't be able to move. Oh, okay, I can go forward now. Meh, robot, go forward. You know, that is so different out here. People are, you know, there's also strong NPC culture out here, but, you know, they have to take responsibility. Otherwise, they're dead. Your raw, unedited footage on ER is great and unique. Cheers, mate. It's definitely unique. I'm not so sure it's great, but it's definitely unique. I think it's of value. And honestly, the value to me is $30 a day now. To be honest, I mean, I am still a bit voidy, so this might not actually be true, but I've lost interest in YouTube. I've totally, the haters have finished me off in terms of caring about it or taking it seriously or caring what people think in any way. For me now, English refugee is just a cash tool. I'm done. I don't care anymore. There's still, I suppose there's still some purpose in it, dropping a bit of wisdom in there, waking a few people up maybe, but I don't feel that anymore. I don't pretend it's a passion anymore. I don't pretend it's a purpose anymore. It's just how I earn money. And that's because of the haters. That's what they've done. And obviously, you know, I have to take responsibility for my stuff. Like, I say that's what they've done. Like, that's the finger pointing. I'm doing what they're doing now. But there is a reality that when you receive so much hate, when all you're doing is trying to entertain people and wake a few people up, and like, yeah, okay, you go a bit far sometimes, but you still show that on camera because you want it all to just be totally real. I don't want to do what everyone else does and just show the shiny bits. I want to show it you all. But that's not received. It's not, and I don't expect people to be going, oh, well done, you shouted at a woman. No, I don't expect that. But at least appreciate that I'm showing it you all. But no, they just want to judge. So I'm done. I'm done. I'm just churning out the content. I'm barely looking at the comments. It's just a fucking 30 quid a day for me. I mean, I don't think that's really true. I think that's a reaction, but that's how I feel right now. Not that a British plebs, it's a different country with different ways. They're not as anal and retarded as everyone is in England. Not that a British animal charity is going to fly out to Cambodia to rescue the cats from a man shouting. That's where you went wrong. You got to make a cat respect your authority or it's still taking piss. What, you can get cats to respect you? I didn't know that was possible. Tell me more. I thought they were just cunts and that was all there was to it. Getting loads of hate for sending you dough, mate. Why do people watch your vids and have so much hate, my brother? Well, yeah, I mean, because they have so much hate inside themselves. That they seem to search out content that allows them to hate because all they know is hate. Also, you know, they like the fucking content. Like, they like being entertained. Like, I'm funny. But they just can't stand seeing someone who's not as repressed as them. So it really fucking does my head in. Thanks for the money, bro. Thank you for the money. And they just can't stand the fact that I can earn a living without being in an office. Because obviously to them, that just seems impossible. So when people send me money, they just can't stand it. And also they can't give to themselves. They don't understand giving. So, excuse me, you seem to be chewing wires again. Oh, no, you're not. You're chewing a fish head by the wire. Oh, okay. And I'd rather you didn't do it by my wire. Why can't you do it in your bowl? Oh my God. Cats are so annoying. Chewing a fish head on my wire. Why? Whatever. So yeah, they can't stand it when people send me money. It drives me insane. So good on you. Thank you. Both for money and for driving retards insane. Because obviously with every bit of insanity, you know, you're pushing on that boundary, you're pushing on that barrier, you're pushing on that depression, you're poking at it. And one day it is going to explode, and that will be the ego death, the first ego death for them. So, you know, it's a real blessing to trigger the plebs for them. And it's just funny. It's just so funny. Because you know exactly how they're going to react. You know them better than they know themselves because you have an understanding of psychology. They have no understanding of their own psychology. Or psychology in general, which fits for everyone. So, so you actually know them better than they know themselves. So you can just go, blood, knowing exactly what's going to happen and just watch and laugh. So funny. Obviously, it's boring and tiresome, really. I mean, you'd rather they were awake and conscious and, you know, weren't ruining the world. But seeing as they are what they are, you might as well just, blood, authority, help me, children's charity. It's just so pathetic. If a dog bites you, you let it do it again and again until it craves human flesh and blood, don't we? I think he's trying to be wise, but he's just a pleb. Them boys starter, here he is. Try again, mate, and this time, see if you can make it make sense. I know that's a struggle. I know, you're a clicker of a button. A computer says no. Computer says yes. Try and write a sentence yourself and see if you can compose it in a way that other people can understand what you mean. I know that's very challenging. I'm challenging you. See if you can do that. How are you, my bro? Thank you for your support, man. For a long time now. I still remember the beer that you bought me in San Cristobal. Thank you very much, brother. I called the RSPCA once and they told me to call the council, and the council asked me if I could look after it. Can see them flying somebody to Cambodia with fuel. Yeah, I've had really similar experiences. I remember when I was a kid, we were driving along and a car in front of me ran over a pigeon. So I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like 6 years old. My dad's driving. And I'm mortified. You know, I'm 6 and I haven't realized how brutal the world is. And I think people still care about things. I assume everyone is as caring as me at this point. This is before I, closed my heart and realized the world was fucking despicable. And so I obviously just assume my dad's going to pull over. He keeps driving and I just go into hysterics. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we've just seen an animal get run over. Like, how are you driving past? Like, what's going on? So I demand that he pulls over. So obviously my dad's just like, what the fuck? Why am I pulling over for a pigeon? And but he did as he's told, because that's all my dad can do, even with a 6-year-old boy. Like, he was honestly, like, even at that age, I had control over him because of just, not that I didn't want it. Obviously, I wanted a dad, but the man is like just so not a man. It's unbelievable. So he did exactly what I told him to do. We get this pigeon in a box. Call the RSPCA thinking they're going to do something, and they're just it's a pigeon. So I don't actually know what we did in the end. I can't remember what happened. I really can't remember what happened. I think we might have kept it and tried to get it back to life, but I don't know if we managed it or not. I can't remember. I need to ask my mum, but she probably won't remember either. Who might do? No, I'm retired, you idiot. I did a whole life of slavery and now I use the word retired because I'm such a slave. I never managed to empower myself. I never managed to make enough money to leave the system. I was a slave for my whole life. And now they've given me 20 years while I'm decrepit to spend a bit of money and be free. But I'm just going to spend it all being angry and projecting onto others because I haven't met myself and I'm so scared of myself. I'm a retired slave and I use their language to describe that. You fucking pathetic pussy. You fucking stupid slave bitch. Fuck you. What a loser. Ha ha, fuck off. I heard her jumping in that bucket. Yeah, man, it was quite a jump and she jumped straight out. YouTube definitely doesn't like it. I can't put it in titles, but I think I can say it in videos, but it might get me cast into the bands of the shadows. But that's already happened if that's the case. Pussy! My partner has been subscribed for a long time. What about you, though? Are you going to subscribe? You look like a lesbian. It's hard to say because it's a very small picture, so don't take it to heart. But you look like a lesbian from here. So are you and your partner scissoring over my content? Are you getting your juice on the telly as I make you laugh? Please tell me more about you and your partner scissoring. I'm very interested in scissoring and what you get out of it. And why don't you like cock? So much better than fish hole. It's because I used the word for cats starting with P. They censored me and the algorithm says no. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Oh, more about her partner. My partner has been subscribed. Oh, I think she's trying to make the sentence put a bit more fluff in it. My partner has been subscribed for a long time. Love your voice. Really? I don't like my voice. I feel your patience wearing very thin. I don't have any patience. I'm working on patience. I think my voice is like kind of ratty and high-pitched and childish. It's not coming from my balls yet. It hasn't dropped. I remember when a friend and teacher of mine at the time, and still actually, like, my God, that guy's amazing. And he has the most incredible voice. like the most stoic, manly voice ever. It's like mesmerizing. And he was like, he just dropped in. He was like, and yeah, your voice will change like as you do the work. And I was like, I was still completely repressed and conditioned at this point. And I was like, what do you mean your voice will change? Like, I believed you were just born with your voice. And he was like, no, like as your energetic, as where you are changes in your body. He would have used better language than this. I seem to be buffering. Am I buffering? As where you are, as your presence shifts, you know, comes from here to here and all of this, your voice changes. And he was talking about how his voice comes from his balls and you can hear it in his voice. So I would much prefer a voice like that. I think mine is gay and childish. Oh, we've got a fellow Sheffielder. How's the camera, everyone? Let me just go to the bottom. Am I buffering? Love gays, spastic, unsubscribed, vulva. No one's talking about it. Someone thinks that I'm going to care that they've unsubscribed, as if they're significant. People actually think they're significant. It's amazing, isn't it? Can you believe people think that they are significant? When, you know, like, I mean, even if someone like Rachel said it, I'd be like, okay, bye. You know, even someone I knew, like, I mean, like, if it was Debbie, like, it might bring up an emotion in me. You know, it's not like I would hold on to it. But some nobody, some absolute nobody out of my 6,000 subscribers goes, unsubscribe, like they're significant. All right, fine, good. Also, they don't understand, you know, energy and you know, flow. And for every retard that leaves, a better person comes in. Like, great, off you fall. So I was speaking into something. Was it this? I feel like I'm done with that. Fellow Sheffielder here. I've been following you for a while. Thanks for killing the boredom. Yeah, I'm good at that, aren't I, man? I give you like 4 hours of boredom killing a day, of not having to meet yourself a day, of escapism a day. And I know what it's like when you're searching through the YouTube videos and it's just boring fucker after boring fucker after boring fucker, and you're like, all right, this will do. Okay, it's time for bed. Thank God for that. And then I also know how it feels to have a YouTuber that you really like. I don't really feel like, so the last one for me was The Awakened Brave, before I realized that he was an asleep pussy. I used to feel some excitement when I saw his videos. And I suppose before that, I think I had that about Charlie Veach about 3 years ago. I think he made me feel that way. God, I must have one now. Like, okay, so yeah, I don't get excited about them though. So now I really appreciate Lee's videos. I really appreciate Jeroen's videos. I really appreciate, there's got to be one. Jesse P. Watson is the only one, but he never makes videos. But, you know, I don't get excited over Lee's videos. You know, I really appreciate them, but they're not, you know, well, they are interesting, but, you know, in a different way. They're not escapism. There's no escapism for me anymore. No one can help me escape anymore. Like, none of it can grip me anymore. Like, when the Spanish invasion happened, I got gripped in that for 24 hours, maybe 36 hours. And I even watched some Lotus Eaters episodes on it. So that was gripping. But it don't feel good. I mean, it's actually great to be ungripped. Like, I'm really glad I'm no longer get gripped by things. But I do wish there was somebody that could just make me laugh. Somebody where I could just put it on and forget that I'm me for a little bit. But yeah, I can't think of anyone anymore. But I'm really glad to be that for others. Because I know how important it is, and I know how awful being alive is for so many people. What you're referring to as boredom, basically, is resistance in meeting self, which is totally understandable. I'm not judging it at all. I have it, you know, that's why I was texting this guy yesterday. That's why I was trying to get him to stick his penis in my ass. Like, yeah, of course, we all do it. So there's no judgment with this. But, you know, really, if we were flowing beings, if we weren't so repressed, there'd be no such thing as boredom, because we'd just meditate and be in bliss. But we can't do that because we've been attacked from the day we were born. And our nervous system is completely kinked and blocked. And we've been cut off from our senses to a point where people believe they're upside down and spinning around, and that, you know, the water wouldn't just fly off. I mean, it's just, you know, people people are believing the most retarded, nonsensical stuff because they're so cut off from their senses, is what I'm saying. So, so we've got no chance. So of course we're all searching for outside stimulus that can help us forget our pain and not feel our pain. So I'm really glad to do that for people, but at the same time, go inside and feel your pain. Oh wow, 7, what's happened? It's probably all going to be Jules. Oh, it's all Eric with Jules. Oh my God. I got excited, man. And it's just Eric fucking chucking in 3 pence. Thanks for the 3 pence, Eric. 6 pence, 9 pence, 12 pence. Cheers, mate. Thank you, Eric. I do appreciate it. But, you know, my excitement when I saw it jump from 3 to 7 wasn't over 12 pence. But I do appreciate you, Eric. Thank you. Hi, mate. Oh, sorry. Has your ass calmed down, Tom? Nice. No, totally opposite. So I've got a laxative in this bath. I didn't know it was a laxative when I bought it, but I had a good idea because berries are always laxatives, aren't they? Oh, it tastes so goddamn good then. So I bought a kilo of basically blackcurrants, Cambodian blackcurrants, wild grapes, basically big blackcurrants, for 75 pence. So I've been juicing them, and oh my God, within half a glass, the first half a glass produced 2 major acid explosions. Total water, 100% water, 100%. And I'd arranged to be bummed that night by Marvin. Starving Marvin. No, he's not starving. He's just called Marvin. And I need to find a way of getting Mr. Hanky with Christmas poo into this. Heidi-ho! So, South Park. I mean, that was the best. I don't know if it's still any good. I don't know how you watch it now. Is it like where it's at? But that was good escapism. Okay, where are we at? Poos. Yeah, so I am feeling, with every sip I take of that, I'm feeling closer and closer to a big explosion, a big purge. So yeah, I'm exploding on the toilet, just 100% water, thinking, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to be able to take Marvin's 3 inches tonight. So, so I did 2 big acid explosions, and then it seemed to clear itself up. It seemed to be okay after that, and I drank more of it, and it was fine. But I can feel it now. But it's morning time. It's acid explosion time anyway, and I'm drinking coffee. So, yeah, acid explosions are definitely. You know, I imagine in the next 3 minutes I'm going to be getting up to purge. You know, coffee and blackcurrants first thing in the morning. It's only going one way, isn't it? Safetyism, is that a reflection of the plebs and how scared they all are? I think that would be good. He's never worked in an office. He's led a wonderful, privileged life, living in the Middle East and the Far East. So he's chosen to live in the most unnatural place in the world, the desert, because he's completely disconnected from self and nature. So whatever you did in your life, it doesn't really matter, mate. Look how you're showing up now, retarded. So we can all see you for what you are. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to make assumptions based on your retardation, but it's actually worse. It's actually worse that you have had a chance and you're still this bad. Like, I don't know what point you think you're proving. Like, you've already shown us what you are. A very repressed, controlling, external, judgmental, pathetic pleb. That's confirmed. I'm then making assumptions based on that about your past, which I've clearly got wrong. But obviously someone like you wouldn't tell the truth anyway, so it's all irrelevant. But we've already seen you, mate. There's no proving a point. You've already done the whole NSPCC, RSPCA thing, whatever your retarded outburst was, but we've all seen it. What now? You've been exposed. Off you pop. Go and find some pleb chat for the plebs. You might like the chat on a BBC video. That might be more up your street. Living in the desert, you fucking disconnected pleb. Trying to out-om the next person on, yeah, Lauren knows. Lauren's been in all these Hebden Bridge circles. It's not just in heaven and bitch, it's any fucking tune. Oh shit, we're still going. Fucking cunt. To be fair, I used to be. That was so me. And out sharing everyone as well, because I'm very good at sharing and I can do it very vulnerably. But and yeah, like that was authentic and that came through authenticity. But I would definitely got a kick out of everyone going, "Oh my God, this guy can share," and that was the main reason I was doing it. Oh, I guess this is why I'm live streaming now, to be fair. It's the same energy. All right, I'm going to have to go and do some squirting. Excuse me, puss. All right, see you in a couple of minutes. Oh, let's take this off, because this is going to be a big explosion. And I used to take you with me. I used to love you hearing all the noises. But YouTube would be once that's what I did. I owe you £3 off of me. You're looking at wow. How is anyone thinking they can come back from saying they're going to call the RSPCA on a man for shouting at a cat in Cambodia? Like, why is he still trying to prove that he's a credible person? Like, how is there any way back from that? Like, how can he possibly think that because he lived in the desert with a load of sand rats in the most unnatural environment where no one should be living, that proves some sort of point after he said he's going to call the RSPCA over a man shouting at a cat in Cambodia? I mean, how does he think there's any coming back from that? Why is he still trying? I mean, obviously these people can't take responsibility and can't self-reflect, so he'll never be able to do this. But why doesn't he just go, yeah, that was a bit silly. I don't like the fact you shouted at the cats. I overreacted. I don't even need an apology. Just for his own journey, why can't he just acknowledge what a retard he is? Now, I shouldn't use that word because that makes it even harder for him. Why can't he acknowledge what a silly reaction he had in that moment? But no, instead he's going to try and prove a point about his life and prove that he's a viable person. No, you're not a viable person. You said in the chat that you're going to call the RSPCA over a man shouting at a cat. Like, you've lost all respect. You've lost all viability. You've lost all validity. Your opinion is clearly meaningless. And yet you're going to keep arguing after you've done that. Like, what is wrong with you? How can you be so stupid? How can you be so pathetic? How can you be so insignificant and think you're significant? It's just amazing. Just own what you did. Just like I have. Like, yeah, I shouted at the cats. Yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah, it's not how I want to be with my cats, and it's not how I am with my cats. I can own all that. Can you own that you had a stupid reaction too? No, of course you can't. You're just going to keep trying to make me wrong and make you right by saying that you worked in the desert. Like, anyone who fucking lives in the desert is a fucking idiot. Like, it's the worst place in the world to live. No one's meant to live there except a few people with camels going from water to water, water spot to water spot. It's the most unnatural, disconnected, materialistic, egoic environment in the world. And that's where you spend your time. What a shock. Dickhead. Wow, Popper man. Building sites were his playground. We jumped on the back of trucks in the 80s and 90s before Blair and the EU. Amazing, mate, amazing. What a time to grow up. I'm really jealous. I mean, I was born in 85, so I got 15 good years. But people who actually were children in the 80s, or children in the 70s, I suppose, teenagers in the 80s, young adults in the 90s, that must have been amazing. There's a term for it, isn't it? Gen something, but I don't do those terms because I think they're all part of a division. And also, I can't remember them. I don't know how people remember them. I can't remember what I am. I think I'm Gen X, maybe. Even Lee uses them. And I'm sure this is conditioning. I'm sure, am I right in thinking that this whole Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen whatever, millennials, all that stuff, that only came in about 10 years ago? I'm sure people weren't doing that 30 years ago, right? I think boomers presumably were the first one that was coined. Am I going blurry, people? It looks to me like I'm going blurry. He's still trying to prove himself. Look, oh my God. What a fucking pleb. It's just unbelievable, man. You fully spazzed out, mate. Just accept it. Just accept it. There's no coming back from it. The only way you can come back from it is to take responsibility and take accountability for what you did. We're not in this paradigm anymore. We're not in this who's right, who's wrong anymore. I'm not living in that duality. I don't give a fuck. It's null and void now, mate. We've shifted into a new timeline now. It's time for accountability and responsibility. We're not doing this back and forth. We're not doing this childish fucking nonsense. It's time for accountability and responsibility. Take accountability, otherwise you're going to get blocked. Which obviously I know he can't do. Let's just time him out, man, because I don't want to spend the whole fucking, I know, it's just so pathetic. Okay. Let's get a good one on this week. I've cancelled work tomorrow as getting effed up. Lol. Nice. As I got my house all paid for, so I don't give an F anymore, mate. Thinking about selling up my brother, mate, being invaded 3 doors down in an HMO. Yeah, do it, man. Do it. So you paid off your mortgage and you now own your house? That's amazing, mate. Congratulations. That is freedom. Potential freedom. Yeah, for me, the only question would be, am I selling it or am I renting it? Do I want a monthly income and I'll live off that in Southeast Asia? I mean, it would have to be a small terrace house now for it to not rent for $1,000 a month. Like, basically what I'm saying is most properties now, you're getting $1,000 a month in the UK. You know, you may be, at worst, you're going to be getting $800 a month or £600 a month. But it would have to be a shack now to only get 600 in rent. So the chances are you're going to get at least $1,000 a month's rent. So that's you sort of for the rest of your life, except for the fact that they are going to take properties off people. So I'd probably want to sell it. But then the issue is, what do you do with the money? You put it in gold or Bitcoin and you don't get anything back from that. Whereas a house, you actually get something out of it every month. That would be my only question. There'd be no other question. Am I renting it or am I selling it? And I'd 100% know I was leaving. That wouldn't even be up for debate. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I've totally disconnected from it. I'm done with it. It's just a cash cow now. If people don't appreciate it, then that's fine. I'll just churn it out for money. The haters are a small percentage of your audience. They just shout the loudest. Yeah, I do try and so I don't live like this. I don't live with this truth. Whilst I intellectually know that's the case, it's hard, man. It is hard when the comment section is like 80% just people spazzing out. It's very hard to not think that's the reality, and very hard to not just lose respect for your audience. So I've lost respect for them. I don't give a fuck anymore. Actually, the latest videos I've been recording are just aimed at triggering them, to be honest. I've started referring to, in the last few videos, I've started referring to myself as being lighter and gory because I know it will just send them crazy. So actually, I am letting them affect me and I'm letting them affect the content. But whatever, I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about any of it anymore. I've just lost interest. I mean, I am going through a big void at the moment, so maybe this isn't actually true, but the comment section has finished me off. I'm done. I can't care anymore. I can't respect anyone anymore. In general, like, of course, there's individuals like yourself that I have great respect for, and Riley, and Jack, and Zoe. Zoe's back. I thought Zoe had got triggered, but Zoe's back. I love these people, and and yeah, like, it's so not true what I'm saying, but also in terms of a collective, in terms of my audience as a collective, lost all respect. Yeah, I only found out that hate watching was a thing recently. It's crazy to people like you and me, isn't it, Riley? Like, we can't even comprehend it. Like, we can understand it psychologically once we're aware of it, but it's just incomprehensible to beautiful people. Baffles me that someone would spend their precious time watching someone they hate. What the fuck are they living among? It's just crazy, isn't it? It is mind-blowing to an old soul how young souls behave. It's just mind-blowing. But then you start to understand psychologically, like, these people are addicted to hate. Like, it's all they have is hate. Like, they don't have any other way to receive dopamine. And then you look at the left, and you see that it's just an ideology of hate. And the only reason they follow it is because it allows them to hate. I send shekels to cancel the heckles and vibrate their heads to explosion by keeping Tom in motion. Cheers, Jack. You're amazing, mate. I love you. Pick up the cat and move it and fish head away from the wire. You've given in already. Don't quite understand that about the giving in bit. Oh, Josh is here, bless him, man. Yeah, that's all over. That's no problem. The fish head got eaten within seconds. Hey Tom, loving your content. Quick question. I'm looking to holiday in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, or Vietnam. Much love. What do you want, Josh? Are you a pothead? If you're a pothead, then go to Thailand. It's the only place where it's legal. So Thailand is the easiest. It depends. Have you ever, I need a bit more information, really. Have you ever been to Southeast Asia before? I mean, they're all very easy. If you've never left Europe before, it's going to be a massive culture shock in a very good way. But if you go to Vietnam, it could be a bit overwhelming. So if you've never been to Southeast Asia before, I'd rule out Vietnam. I mean, to be honest, I'd rule out Vietnam anyway. If you're coming out for a holiday, I would only recommend going to one country, otherwise you're not going to see anything. You're just going to be traveling the whole time. So out of those three countries, Vietnam is the least enjoyable. But it is also the most amazing. So if you've been to Southeast Asia, if you've been to Thailand and done Southeast Asia a couple of times, then I would say try Vietnam. But I'm assuming it's kind of a first-time experience. So definitely Thailand or Cambodia. If you smoke, then Thailand. If you are hedonistic, you can definitely find that in Cambodia, but Thailand is just, that all over. If you like bars and you want to socialize, I mean, you'll find, absolutely, it's insane. There's Pub Street here. But, you know, if you want to be immersed in it, then, you know, if you go to Phuket or Bangkok or Chiang Mai, then you'll be immersed in it. Bangkok is probably going to be too much for you. I mean, it was too much for me. I don't like cities though, so obviously I can only speak from my perception, my experience. But you know, if you've never been to Southeast Asia before and you arrive in Bangkok, there's a high chance you'll be overwhelmed. If you want to be in a city in Thailand, I'd definitely recommend Chiang Mai over Bangkok. Tell me a bit more about what you want, Josh, and what your experience is, and I'll be able to give you a better answer. Obviously, I think Cambodia is the best country. Thailand's easier, but Cambodia is very easy as well. You know, come to Siem Reap, mate. Let's meet up. So this is Painted Black, who has been getting shit for donating. Been getting loads of shit from them, Tom. I fought in 3 wars. They would never have the balls. Pleb spot on top. So funny, innit? The jabbed up office worker giving shit to a guy that fought in 3 wars and judging him as if they might be better than him, as if they might have a better moral compass than the guy that fought in 3 wars. Now, obviously, you could say, well, you know, he was fighting for the Jays and all this. Like, yeah, okay, I'm sure he's gone on a process about that. But just having the, you know, just being that masculine and that courageous to even be able to join an army, like, that sets you apart from many. I think haters have F all else to do. They are basically on every channel, some channels more than others. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more what I say about them escaping themselves and all that, but this is also very true. Like, they you know, of course they have nothing going on in their lives. Of course. And so C-Plebs spent, I imagine C-Plebs, judging by my comment section, and I love how C-Plebs shows up in my comment section, I imagine C-Plebs spends a lot of his time in comment sections, so he will see the same people over and over again. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I made a coffee. Great. Oh, shit. Why am I so messy, man? So, hippie landlord told me off yesterday for the state that I left the last flat in. To be fair, it was really bad. I totally gave up on it in the last week. And then when I left, I had 2 days in the void, basically. And my moving day was the first day in the void. So I was just hanging on by a thread, man. I was surviving. So I managed to move, and what I mean by that is I literally managed to move my things from one flat to another, but I couldn't organize them. I couldn't do anything. I had to do the absolute bare minimum. I just had to, you know, I was in survival mode. I just had to make the move happen, but there was no fluff around the edges. So, you know, everything just got dumped on that table, basically. And then I collapsed on here and smoked and wanked. And then, but as I was moving, I broke some glass. Nothing important, just an insignificant glass. My own glass, nothing to do with the landlord. Didn't damage any of his stuff, but there was glass on the side. And obviously, I told myself, oh, when I've done, I'll come back and clean that up. But I just never did because I was in survival. So obviously, he goes to a flat the next day and there's broken glass everywhere and half a dead fish on the floor. And then, you know, general, like just my general, you know, just I can't clean. So, you know, there's dirt on the floor, which is acceptable and fair wear and tear, but, you know, it's not how most people would live. But it's also, you know, you can't really get angry about it. But then there's broken glass and half a dead fish. So that was, you know, maybe a bit beyond the pale. And to be fair to him, he didn't get angry. He was just encouraging me to get a cleaner. And the bedding as well, to be fair to him, the bedding is yellow because I sweat like a bitch. So the bedding is now yellow. So so he was just saying, you know, basically like, you know, you need to get a cleaner. You can't live like that. You can't live in my, you know, you have to respect my property, basically. Totally fair. Totally fine. But he assumed, and it's the only assumption he could make, because you know, it's the only evidence he has. There's glass everywhere. But he assumed I'd been living like that. He didn't realize that happened as I was moving out. and I was just too irresponsible and childish to deal with it. I was like, no, I don't live amongst broken glass. Like, you know, in a normal situation, if I break a glass, I will clean it up straight away. You know, I have pussies, and I walk around barefoot. Like, yeah, I don't live around broken glass. Don't worry. So he's thinking that I've like lived like that for a month, just broken glass everywhere and half a dead fish on the floor. Oh dear. Hey up, Pedro. Ahoy, Tom, peeps and plebs. That's fantastic. I love that. I want some more information from Josh. I want to help Josh a bit more. I'm starting to think that Josh might end up in Saiyan Veep for a couple of weeks. That'd be so much fun. There's space here, mate. I really like you. You can move here if you want. Email me if you want the information. Can you handle me and Levo? There's no hiding. That's not true, man. We just let you be you, and you know, I can have my vent boys and stuff. Do what you want. But you know, if you were to sit with us, ooh, you'd get quite a shock, Josh. I think it'd be amazing for you, Josh. I think you should come to Saiyan Veep. Oh my God, you will not be a pleb by the time you leave. You will be fully awakened. Tom is great. He inspired me to get off my bum and get my self-employed business going. Oh, nice one, fan. Tell us more about it. Let's plug it. Let's plug it to 88 people who aren't in your location. That'll be handy. You're the only person who smoked DMT. That's definitely not true. Oh, where's Straw Wench? Hi, Straw Wench. Do you mind me calling you Straw Wench? Because I like you. Just so you know. I just think C Plebs coined it. C Plebs started calling you Straw Wench, and I just thought it was wonderful. So I've gone with it. But if you don't like it, I'll stop because I like you. I don't want to disrespect you any more than I already do for scissoring Sophie or wanting to scissor Sophie. P.S. Tom, I changed my pick because my last one was too dark. Think this pick sums up my character fairly well. Is that you? That's fantastic, mate. I love your character. You're fantastic, man. Is that actually you? I love it. I love it whether it's you or not. I love the energy of it. I love you, Jack. And if it's actually you, then that's amazing. But if it's not, I understand why you wouldn't want to put your picture on YouTube. You look like a loony who shat the bed and fled his own countries because he's a massive coward. All right, mate. I look whatever you like, whatever you want me to look like. That's how projection works. Loony. So people doing the work do look crazy to those that are still robotic. People who are opening up to a new paradigm that's beyond intellectualizing, that's beyond trying to know, that's beyond receiving information from another and just believing it's true without asking any questions. We do look crazy to the repressed, absolutely. Because your paradigm is how can I be safe? My paradigm is how can I expand? So of course in expansion there's going to be mess because you're expanding the parameters, so that's going to be messy. So of course I look like a loon to you. I do shit the bed often. I've done a whole video on it actually. I shat the bed. There's 2 videos coming up that are all about shit. They're towards the end. It's basically, it was 2 more weeks of content for you to be up to date. So they're towards the end of that. So the first time is me, I shit the bed. And then the second time I wake up and my cats have shat, not the bed, they've shat in my bag. So there's a lot of shit content coming up for you, so you'll like that. I fled my country because I'm a massive coward, says the guy that's probably never stood up and done anything. No, I left tyranny because I could see what was happening and I could see how cowardly everyone was around me. I've been ready to fight for years, mate. Years. I'm more than happy to lose my life for my country. No problem. I'm so up for being on the front line. So up for it. But no one else is. So that's why I left. I gave up on all of you fucking pussies. So a lot of projection in there, Craig. What a surprise. Mickey Mouse, thank you so much. I had the best massage ever, man. I really fucking pushed the boat out and treated myself. Thank you to you for giving me the confidence to do that, and Victoria, and everyone else in the chat, who, especially those that give me money. But anyone who watches my videos have contributed to this. But Mickey Mouse in particular, I want to thank, because yesterday, so you all saw what I went through in Bali because I wouldn't spend more than a tenner on a massage, and I ended up almost getting into fights with plebs who fucking wanted to chat through their massage, who were on the other side of a curtain to me. I'm never doing that shit again. So basically, after that experience, I haven't been back for a massage. I've had like 4 in Vietnam. But basically, since someone threatened to knock my teeth out because I called his wife a retarded pleb and told her to shut up during a massage, I basically thought, well, you know, and well, actually, it's not really bad. I found a body worker and just thought, what's the point in massages? But they are amazing. Anyway, so yesterday I pushed the belt out and I went to a £25 massage, £25 an hour massage spa. My God, Mickey, I can't wait for you to see it. It was a palace. Like I'm walking in the gardens. The gardens as you walk in were out of this world, like a 7-star hotel, like outrageous, like all these little gardens in water, like just outrageous. And then I walk into the place, it's like a palace. You've got 3 people serving you straight away, cold towels, juices, you know. And I almost don't book it because of the price. And then they show me one that's $27 for an hour. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do this experience. $27 for an hour. Why not? Mickey's paying for it anyway. I'm Victoria. Oh my God, they take me to my own room. It's silent. There's a massive walk-in shower in there. It's just beautiful. The towels they use are really thick, no plastic, 100% cotton. Just the best experience, just a proper massage experience. And just showed me like how my scarcity and tightness and lack of trust has resulted in so much pain. Like all that, I mean, Santi was amazing. The Bali masseuse, she was incredible. But the facility was so bad. And the retards that went in there just for something to do and just chatted their way through their massage. Disgusting. Worst of the worst. The shit on my shoe. Having to be around the shit on my shoe. Fuck me. So you taught me something yesterday, Mickey. You taught me to honor myself and to spend more money on things. So this flat is a big step in that. You know, I could easily rent somewhere for $250 a month, and at the start of my journey, you know, think about that. Remember the first night in Mexico? Okay, forget Cancun, that was a joke. The first night at Lake Balacar, maybe, that I went to. And I was in that hut for £8. Just hating myself. So from there to this, where I'm like, okay, I can rent somewhere for $250 a month, but I'm not going to. I'm going to spend $450 a month, and I'm going to actually appreciate where I live. So it's that energy. And then you helped me step into that more yesterday by, you know, so now I'm never going to spend less than 25 on a massage. But that's not true because they gave me a 30% off refugee card. They call it an expat card. But obviously, it's a refugee card. So actually, it only cost $18, £15. But I went in there thinking it was $27. I didn't know that until afterwards. So now I'm going to go back like 2 or 3 times a week. So thank you, Mickey. Thank you so much. Like it was more than just a massage. It was an experience that taught me to honor myself more and to love myself more and to spend more money on myself. Even if you didn't keep donating, but you're amazing and keep donating. So I can definitely do it. So just thank you for everything, Mickey. Like you've really changed my life, actually. So yeah, thank you so much, brother. And obviously, thank you to everyone else because all of this is going to go on massages too. I mean. Yes, even this. Thank you, everyone, because I'm going to start massaging 3 times a week again. So I realized as well that with Santi, I was doing it 5 times a week and not wanting to spend more than a tenner. Just go 3 times a week, spend twice as much money, and have an amazing experience where you never get triggered by plebs because you can't hear them because you're in a separate room. And honestly, Mickey, you're going to shit yourself when you see it. The money and effort that has gone into this building, like the walk, honestly, mate, like it's unbelievable. It's like ponds in the middle of the floor and water features, I should say, and like £1,000 lights that go up the whole stairway. Like they must have cost £1,000. There's 2 sofas. There's 1 sofa for when you arrive, and there's 1 sofa for after your massage. So they're not mixing the 2 energies. The sofas are circular and massive. Must have cost at least $3,000, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was up to 6, 10 even. For these sofas, like they're clearly custom designed. Incredible. Honestly, mate, just out of this world experience. I can't put into words how incredible this building and this service is. Like it's out of this world. If you want to see it before my content, then you can Google this. I'm pretty sure this is how it's spelled. Obviously, if you put Siem Reap on the end of that, it will come up and you can see what I'm talking about. Outrageous. Just outrageous. Just amazing. Oh, what am I going to do? That's going to affect my whole day. I'm going to need at least 4 rent boys at the same time to get over it. Oh, a spastic thinks I'm a spastic. He doesn't understand how projection works. He doesn't understand. He's just talking about himself. Whoa, what am I going to do? I ain't going to work tomorrow. You got a lot of haters on here, my brother. We'll email you, as would be lovely to tell you about my life, mate. It forces, mate, and my life. Yeah, also, mate, I'd love to get to know you better. Yeah, do it. Oh, God, he's just spamming the chat with Plebery. Let's give him a timeout. What's Zoe saying? Oh, I've lost it because I just timed him out and the whole chat moved. That was strange. Oh, I think I was here. Zoe. Driving with my vegetarian friend, I hit a rabbit on the road. My friend jumped out and said, it's still alive. I got out, picked it up by the back legs, and hit its head on the road, cooked it later. How did she react? Please, Zoe, you can't. You've left the story halfway through. You've left out the best bit. Oh, Zoe, I just love how... Are you quite masculine, Zoe? Like, you have very energy. And obviously, it's not negative or positive. Well, I think this energy is very positive. I love how you show up. 1,000 joules, wow. I just think you're amazing. But it feels quite masculine, and that's not negative. It's just how it feels. I'm interested to know if you feel like you are, rather than. But then the way your family is, and like you're traditional as well. So anyway, that's not really relevant. But if you want to speak into that, then please do. But let's talk more about this rabbit, because it's just fantastic. I think what I was trying to say when I went into all that masculine stuff was just like, I just love how there's no bullshit in you. I just love how matter of fact and get on with it you are. You're just amazing. So yeah, I just fucking love you and your family. I just think that's great. I need to know how the friend reacted. I need to know that. We can't leave this stream without knowing that. 1,000 joules. Wow, that's like 500 pence. So that's proper. Thank you. Thank you very much. 1,000 joules. A goat trophy. I've got a Baphomet trophy. Fantastic. Why do you care? Why are you so obsessed with drama, Rachel? Right, let's try and leave Rachel then. So obsessed with drama, she's asking about Sophie. Oh my God, it's just desperate. Do you have AIDS? You look ill lately. No, I definitely don't have AIDS. I look amazing. I look very healthy. Admittedly, smoking does make my eyes go a bit dark. But God, I'm so healthy. And I look amazing. Like, what a stupid projection. Oh my God, they're actually talking about Sophie. It's just so pathetic. So pathetic. Hello, Sheffield Uncut. Good to have you here, man. Jack, I watched your journey for 2 years before I realized I wasn't just following you. I was recognizing things in myself, and your honesty helped guide me back to things I'd forgotten. Yeah, beautiful, Jack. That means the world to me, and it makes me want to take back what I said earlier about how I don't care anymore and how it's just money. It's not true. This is why I do it. This is why I do it. And it took Jack 2 years, and Jack's one of the best ones. So, yeah. No wonder the plebs are struggling so much if it took Jack 2 years. Amazing, Jack. Great honesty. I love you, man. What drew me to your journey is the same spirit I recognize in myself. Different ages, kindred spirits. Truth recognizes truth. I respect the way you live. I genuinely care, and I'm rooting for you. Oh, I know that, Jack. I absolutely know that, man. Just spot on, man. I don't have anything to add. I just like truth recognizes truth. Different ages, kindred spirits. Beautiful wording, mate. Beautiful wording. It's exactly how I feel about you. Big up to the peeps and the plebs. Mickey, where are you from, man? I want to know what part of the country you're from. I listen to you whilst drifting off. Your shouting disturbs my sleep. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. So live stream wise, yeah, it probably would be better, bearing in mind the type of time that I live stream. There's going to be a lot of people that fall asleep. So I will try and take that into account more, and try and stop shouting so much. Thank you for that. That is handy, because I wouldn't want to listen. I wouldn't want to fall asleep listening. I wouldn't mind falling asleep listening to me, but I wouldn't want to be shouted at. And of course, the time that I live stream, it's inevitable that a lot of people will be falling asleep to it. So yeah, thank you for that. Shani, I feel like I like you. I can't quite place you. I think you were quite a big part of the last stream, is that right? I can't believe how much hate you get. Well, the more your light shines, the more the dark attacks it. So this is, any spiritual teacher, you'll hear them talking about, you have to shine your light anyway. Like the spiritual journey really is the actual, not the spiritual woo-woo bullshit journey. But the actual journey is, can you learn to shine your light in the face of hate? Because the more you shine your light, the more hate you'll get. So what most people do is they stop shining because they're scared of hate. No, I just keep shining. And I just let them hate more and more and more and more. So yeah, it's getting really strong right now, but I think it's about to pop. I don't think you'll be like this for too much longer. Like they're not going to win. I'm not going to change for them. So they're either going to pop like Jack just described and realize what they're actually meant to be doing, or it's going to get too much from them and they'll fuck off. But there'll always be hate on my channels because the dark always attacks the light. But I do think it's come to end. And then there's also the angry series that I did, and the fact that when I got to Cambodia and I was sober, I went, I couldn't. Control is the wrong word. Well, I went into all that anger. Let's just say that. So there's genuinely been some pretty triggering content recently as well. And then there's also, I'm being more vulnerable. I'm being more open, so I'm giving them more ammunition in their mind. Obviously, it's not really. So it's quite a few factors that have come together at once, I think. And then live streaming. So people are really getting to see the real me. So people have had all these versions of me, like everything. Like there's 70 people watching now, so there's 70 different Toms. There's 70 different ideas of Tom and projections of Tom. 71. So 73 if you include the pussies. So what was my point? 73 different versions of Tom. Basically, people will just make you, people will only see you through their sphere of trauma and projection, and they'll make you what they need you to be. I've lost it. It was a good point I was going on to. Oh my God, these women are so boring. I'm sorry, Debbie, but I'm including you in it. Like, what? Honestly, really? Yes. But, use the chat however you want, that's fine. But for me, it's like, oh my God, shifting through people, talking about cooking beetroot, my God. How have you managed that, you little fucking sket? Well, guess what's going to happen, Sketface? You're not going to Energy Vampire, you're not going to Lush Farm. You're going to get Kung Fu Panda. See you later, Vampire. I don't care, Rachel. I'm not interested in your silly, boring stories anymore. If you're not sending money, you're getting no attention whatsoever. You don't deserve it. You're boring. You are a millennial. Oh, I'm a millennial. Those born in the 80s and the early 90s are millennials. Those born in the 70s and the 60s, yeah, I don't care. I'll forget. Yeah, right. So is this new? Was it? I'm sure this is to divide us all. Like now we're all like hating on each other based on when we were born. Like I'm sure that's what's going on here. I don't think did people talk like this in the 80s and the 90s? Were we not just one? And then there was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of old people because And the boomers came from baby boomer. It came from like the generation that had lots of babies. I'm sure that was the only one that had a name. And it was relevant because there were so many of them in terms of voting patterns and stuff like that. I'm sure this only started 10 years ago, this whole like, let's divide ourselves based on when we were born. And I understand it because now we do live in such a rapidly shifting society that it makes a huge difference whether you were born 10 years before or after the previous person from their perspective. So I get why it's a thing, but I'm sure it's just part of a division. Can somebody answer that for me? Can an older person answer, like, you didn't used to talk like this, right? This only started in 2010. Have Bitcoin and gold gone up? Excellent. It's meaningless because we'll just go back down. But in general, we know the trajectory of Bitcoin and gold is this. It just goes like this as it does that. Look at Shade Julix, man. Has the authority to decide whether it's up too much. I mean, if you mean by that, you think it's a false price, then I think that's valid. But I think what you might mean is that it's too much, I can't buy it. Shade Julix is such a victim, bless her. I like her, but she's such a victim in so much fear. You're looking good for 78, Debbie. I didn't realize your Poom would be so crusty. I think she means 1978. Even if you own a property in the UK, you get taxed through the years. Yeah, I think you should sell it. This country taxes people left and right. Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't think people will be owning property for much longer. I think they'll find a way of getting that off you. So if I was, who was it? Paint It Black, was it? I would be selling up. But there is this thing about monthly income, which if you keep the house, you don't. Are rent boys plebs? Yeah. I think you can make a generalization based on percentages. And I think it would be safe to say that in general, rent boys are plebs. But also, there is the whole risk-taking, being alive, not giving a fuck, doing what you have to do to survive. So if I was Cambodian, and my choices were working all day, every day for £3, or meeting one guy for an hour for 20 quid, I would definitely be a rent boy. So is that disrespectful or is that just sensible? I mean, to me, it's sensible. To me, it's getting ahead. To me, it's escaping the rat race. Obviously, it's not ideal. Now, the problem is they've got a short shelf life. Like, they've only got until they're 25, really. Unless they've got a big dick. Or they're really good looking and go to the gym a lot. And then they might be able to eke it out to the 35. But no one's paying a 40-year-old. No one's really paying a 30-year-old. Unless they're really good looking and go to the gym a lot and have a big dick. So it's a short shelf life. It's not a career path. But it's definitely one that I would take over working in a field or working on a fucking stall. I'd much rather just give someone my ass for an hour and get 4 times more money. To me, it's a no-brainer. Because to me, it's about freedom. It's about, like, yeah, of course, that isn't energetically a good way to earn money or anything like that. But it's about having time. So I would choose, and also you wouldn't even need to do it every day. If you wanted to live a life of luxury and you were materialistic, then you could do it every day. But if you were actually just seeking time and freedom, then you could do that 3 times a week, work 3 hours a week, and have all the time and freedom you want. So I actually have great respect for them. Whilst also not having a great deal of respect. Tim, hey dude, I talked to you a few days ago about my Cambodian dog and the pandemic. Yeah, I remember. Hope you're doing well. Enjoy your life out there. How's the visa situation for you? The visa situation is incredible in Cambodia. So good. So good. I've just got 9 months. I've got 6 months that I can extend for another 3. And then I'll have to leave the country. But if I had spent a little bit more money, not much, another $200 or something for a year, then I would never have to leave the country again. But, you know, there's a way of living here As far as I'm aware, definitely, I'm sure I'm right in saying that it's the only country you can live in Southeast Asia and never ever leave. And it's the only country you can be in long term unless you're over the age of 50 and get a retirement visa. I think Thailand is, what is it, 60 days? Vietnam is 3 months. Bali, 60 days with your extension. And then Cambodia's just like, have 9 months. You never want to leave again? Oh, okay, fine. That's just an extra £200 a year. So easy, so good, so different. What did I see the other day that made me think, oh yeah, that when you've been here for a year, you get a free pass to Angkor Wat as a refugee, an expat. What? You mean you want us to be here? You mean you have some respect for us? What? I thought this was Southeast Asia. I thought you had no respect for us. I thought we were just a number to you. Oh no, not in Cambodia. You actually respect us. Wow, thanks. Mickey is trying to tell us about his doner kebab, but YouTube doesn't like it. Crazy. Justin. Pol Pot killed all those. Yeah, I'm not going to call the people that Pol Pot killed names. Yeah, I'm not even going to speak into it. It's not a crazy society. That was obviously a very, I mean, I don't think crazy is the right word. That was obviously a very horrendous period of time. And I don't know, obviously, what that was like, or, I mean, obviously, I can assume it was horrific. But I can talk about what it's created. I can talk about, or not even that, I can talk about how I experience the people and the society now, and it is the opposite of crazy. It is, everything makes sense. Everything is beautiful and calm and lovely and flows and is practical. There's no bullshit. People are just living, very live and let live. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So actually, I think you're wrong in terms of you know, this is too black and white, what I'm about to say, but if we were to class, you know, like plebs and non-plebs, and it was that dualistic of that black and white, which obviously it isn't, but let's just say it was. I think it would actually be the other way around. Like, I think he killed people that were a threat to him. He killed people that had a backbone. He killed people that were going to stand up against his regime. He wanted plebs. He wanted easily controlled people. So I think it's actually completely the opposite of what you're saying. But thanks for the 2, Justin, and thanks for the contribution and the questions. Feel free to keep going, and they will get answered, especially when you attach Q to them. Thailand is more developed, easier to live there, and have a great time. For me, Cambodia was a bit scarier. Vietnam, I heard, was good. So there's a good reflection of somebody who, I'm making an assumption here based on that, who basically is holidayed out here, not lived out here. You know, it's really easy for me to forget how scary this is when you first do it. It's really scary. So this is really, really good reflection for Josh. Honestly, Thailand is so easy. Like, Bangkok is overwhelming. I would not recommend, you'll fly into Bangkok, so it'll be the cheapest place, but I would just recommend getting out there straight away. But this is coming from somebody, like, if you like London, then that probably won't apply to you. But if you hate London, then get out of Bangkok. Thailand is so easy. Now, I don't understand how he found Cambodia scarier, other than, I do, because I got to remember what it's like the first time. So all you know is westernized societies. So when you see a tuk-tuk, that's scary. It's also like, wow, a tuk-tuk, but it's like, because all you know is health and safety and repression. All you know is control. So when you suddenly see freedom and you see danger, freedom is scary. So I assume that's what he means. But if he thinks Cambodia is scary, he'd just shot himself in Vietnam. Like, wow, that's a whole nother level. But nice. Thank you for sharing your experience, Tim. Jack, thanks for the 5, my bro. Oh, how I miss the days of Matilda Street and Gatecrasher. Oh, this is Sheffield. Tiesto, the dancing, 7 hours without needing to reach for an inhaler and suffering, I can't say that, sciatica pains. How old are you, Jack? I thought you were only about 27 now. I'm sure Jack's not over 30. So he can't know Gatecrasher. What the fuck? I'm so confused. I'm pretty sure Gatecrasher burnt down when I was about 30. So if I've got your age right, I reckon that makes you about 17 when Gatecrasher burnt down. Insurance job, obviously. So I'm very confused by that, Jack. Maybe I've got your age. I must have got your age wrong. And if that is your picture, then that is definitely not a 27-year-old. I must have got you confused with someone else age-wise. So I'm going to assume that I'm confused and that Jack is talking about going to Gatecrasher and experiencing it. So Gatecrasher was certainly UK famous. And I kind of missed out on it. So by the time I turned 18, it had turned into Republic and was nowhere near as cool. And then they brought Gatecrasher back when I think I was about 25. But none of it meant anything to me. Like, I just took 15 pills and bounced around like a frog. It didn't make any difference to me what the music was. I don't understand music. I was just there for sex. So it didn't really make any difference to me. I never understood all this, you know, oh, this is a great nightclub or this is great music. Like, I don't know, it's just fucking noise to me. I'm just bouncing around like a crazy frog. You can suck some cock. I don't know what you guys are all doing. You seem to be taking it seriously. I'm not. So that was my experience. But Jack is now too old to. But would you want to? Like, would you want to? Like, would you want to go into a building that's just pumping out loud noise and full of retards? Like, would you have any desire to still do that? I just can't believe I ever did it. I mean, it's why I had to take 15 pills to enjoy it. Because it was just so not me. Like, just, oh God, just disgusting. Like, honestly, man, I'd rather be in a jail than be in a nightclub now. I'm not even joking. Just watched a bloke in Thailand. It's proper cheap. It's very good value for money, yeah. But it's a lot more than it used to be. If you want proper cheap, then you go to Vietnam. Josh, more information from Josh. I've been to most of Europe. I've heard you wanted to try Bulgaria. You really should. It's great. I've been to Bulgaria a few times. It's my first time in Asia, looking for great beaches and lots of booze. South Thailand. No doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah. Just go to the south of Thailand. Koh Phangan, Sumai, those sort of islands, just check all them out. Just bounce around the islands. And yeah, just exactly that. Lots of booze and lots of sand, and it's beautiful. Very boring. But if that's what you want, that's where you go. Awesome. So, are you scissoring? Are you a scissorer? Are you a lesbian? Definitely got lesbian vibes. Yes, Sophie got blocked. She's an energy vampire. Yeah, so Tim smoked DMT and everything turned into Legos. I've had a similar experience to that. I would say more Meccano. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Kind of suggests that this is a simulation. Everything gets very mathematical, doesn't it? As if it's all been coded from above. Maybe not above, maybe below. Does DMT help us speak to our past loved ones? No, I don't think so. And that question comes from, you know, not letting go, holding on, which, you know, I'm not criticizing. Grief is a deep process. But you know, you'd be much better, or you'd be much better feeling it all and processing it all than trying to relive it all, trying to connect with. And also, it comes from this assumption that, you know, that they're still the energy that they were, the being that they were. Like it comes with so little understanding, so little surrender to much more possibilities than your repressed mind can comprehend. So sadly, this is why you live in fear, because you still hold on to these concepts and you still try and control things. Like, you're so controlling that you're trying to speak to somebody that's passed on. Like, that's so controlling. That's so the opposite of surrender. So no, it's not going to do that for you, but that's for the best, because you need to move on. You need to feel and heal. And that will help you to stop living in so much fear and projection. My experience sucked, lol, but after I lived in Thailand and Cambodia for 4 years, been traveling over 14 years now, love it. Oh, wow. So, okay, so I think when you first said that Cambodia scared you, I think you were like really serving Josh and really speaking into your first times out here, but you weren't speaking into where you are at now, which I really respect, because that's like putting the information that Josh needed ahead of your ego and what people think of you. So that's amazing. That says a lot about you, Tim. But it looks like you're no longer scared of Cambodia. You lived here for 4 years and you've been traveling over 14 years now. Fantastic, Tim. What a great life you've created. Well done, mate. And what a surprise. He smokes DMT, or has smoked DMT. Will you stop plugging your live stream in my live stream, please? Oh, brilliant. How are you live streaming and in my chat? I mean, it must be a terrible live stream. You must be so desperate that you are sacrificing your live stream to try and get 3 people over, and it's going to be the plebs, it's going to be Strawman, it's going to be the Hitchell. So take them, please. Please take them. Wow, that's crazy. Good on you, though. You're having a bad few days. I sent something little for you to get flowers or towards a coffee, or what brings a little bit of joy. I've never done the give me a coffee thing before, so I hope it works. Oh, bless you, Mandy. Thank you so much. Bless you, especially if it's like the first time you've done that. I'm really touched. I think it's most likely going to go on a massage. That seems to be my thing at the moment. I mean, I'm drinking coffee, so it could easily go on that, or it could go on black currants too, but they're very cheap. So I feel like really the donations at the moment are going towards massages. They're what's really serving me most, and they're like what's slightly beyond my budget without help from you guys. So yeah, I really appreciate that, Mandy. Maybe you heard me talk about the place that I've just found for massages and how out of this world it is. That's where it's going to go. Thank you so much. The ones who are nuts are those who accept the government stop and propaganda and think it won't happen to them. Go travel, explore, learn, grow. Those afraid to leave the nest will die in it. Tim, you're amazing, mate. I hope we see more of you. I feel like you're new. You're amazing. I just love you. Read a story today. A Pakistani was on a plane next to a Thai lady. She was suspicious of him, but she fell asleep. She woke up with moisture on her trousers and a white substance. He was arrested. I really hope that's on Thai Airlines. I really hope that he's been arrested by Thai police and not Western police. Because obviously Western police will just let him off because he's one of the celebrated ones. I really hope it's happened in a proper country where he's going to get some just rewards for that. Oh, here we go. It was by Thai police when he got off the plane. Fantastic. I really hope he serves some time for that. That's absolutely just horrendous. So disrespectful. So animalistic. Ugh, God, they are the worst. I can't stand them. Yes, Tom, it's actually me. Oh, great. My daughter took the pic at my childish, overexcited grin at speeding along in my new soft top on a beautiful, sunny wind in my hair 7 years ago. Oh, Jack's way older than I thought. Amazing, mate, amazing. I love it. It's so you. It's so you. It's so fantastic. It's so fantastic, Jack. I just love you, mate. Hey, man. DMT is hard to get now, is it? I wouldn't know. I never struggled. Would love to try DMT. Best I've done is LSD and lots of K-holes. Yeah, so K-holes are very intense. And so is LSD, but, you know, nothing compared to the other two. Yeah, I mean, if you're into K-holes, then I don't think you're going to have too much trouble with surrendering to LSD. And you're definitely ready if you're doing that. I actually, believe it or not, John, I stream based on my life and not yours. That's not quite true because I aim for the evening in the UK. But I'm not going to base my stream on one individual's needs, especially one that's never donated. So, yeah. Hey, Tim. I have had to learn how to love others, even when it's hard. That's been my journey. I've seen a lot and learned the world is cruel. Yet I still try to be good. It ain't easy. Good on you, mate. This guy, man, this guy's the real shit. He's the real shit. He is my kind of guy. Let me know if you ever say a meet, Tim. My friend freaked out. All right, so this is the rabbit. This is amazing. So Zoe's driving along with her vegetarian, virtue signaling libtard of a friend. I imagine we're not still friends, but you know, this was probably pre-2020. And they hit a rabbit. And the virtue signaler starts virtue signaling and freaking out. So Zoe kills it and cooks it. And this is what the friend did. She freaked out, screamed at me all the way home, and refused my offer to stay for dinner. Zoe is the female version of Tim, has 100% respect and love from me. I assume you're not still friends, Zoe. Can you answer that, please? And can you just receive my love and honor, because you are amazing. I'm so glad you're back. I thought I triggered you. I thought you were gone. But you're clearly way too good to be triggered, as you're absolutely proving right now. Wow, Zoe's amazing. Oh, I've not used any stickers. I have actually got OBS. I've not used any stickers. This is for everyone that's donated. Thank you so much. You're all absolutely amazing. They're the only gender neutral ones I've got. Thank you so much. I mean, not, you know, some men might argue they're not very gender neutral. Thank you so much to everyone that's donated. I'm sorry I've neglected the stickers. Oh my God, Rachel, she's going to get some attention. I will donate more if you go live at 9 p.m. in the UK. I'm not working to your demands. Did she do that ages ago? I think she might have done that ages ago. Oh, sorry, I missed that, Rachel. My apologies. That wasn't intentional. You will absolutely get my attention if you send me money. It stopped flashing up for me, but I'm fairly good at being on it now and knowing that it's on 15 now. So if I see 16, then I react. But I'm sorry I missed you, Rachel. So that is actually my aim, Rachel. You know, as in my ideal scenario is I fall asleep at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 3 a.m., which is 9 p.m. for you. But, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, Rachel says she's going to give me money, so I'm going to set an alarm. No. I'm going to keep honoring and respecting myself. Debbie, in my house, I'm sure we all live on different timelines. Yeah, I bet. For me, Tom, I don't claim to know you unlike the plebeians, but I absolutely recognize something in you and how you see the world, and it resonates with me. Amazing, mate. You're so right. Like how the plebeians just go straight to the extreme, go straight to the judgment. goes straight to the hatred, like the black and white, the duality, the it's this or it's that, I'm right, you're wrong, like just disgusting. They're so intellectual still, they're so unsurrendered, they're so unfeeling, they're so unwise. And they're still trying to hang on to the old paradigm. They're still trying to hang on to intellectualism. They're still trying to hang on to it's this or it's that, black and white, right and wrong. And it's all crumbling. So they're reacting more and more because what they're trying to hang on to is crumbling, and doesn't really exist anymore, and certainly won't exist soon. So they're going fucking crazy. And then there's like these beautiful free beings like you and me, Jack, and they just can't fucking stand it. Just get into gold whenever you can. When I first lived in Thailand in 2014, gold was 1,200. It's now close to what, 4K. I totally agree, Tim, and it's what I've done with very little amounts of money. But you know, my little amounts of savings are in gold and Bitcoin. And the problem I have with it is you don't get anything back until you sell it. So you're dead right, it's a long-term investment. But, so there was a time where I owned 4 houses. And I look back at that, so I'm glad that I don't anymore in terms of what's coming and in terms of being out of the system and the UK government just having nothing to do with me, taxation-wise and all that. I'm glad I don't own any property. However, had I have kept that and not plowed it all into originally Bitcoin, at one point I had 12 Bitcoin, all gone now, except for like fractions. And, you know, plowed it into spiritual projects and wooden houses in Thailand. But when I had that, it was just something that sat there and didn't give me anything other than stress and fear. Same with gold. Whereas if you've got a house, like, so say I still had those 4 houses, one of them would be renting for 200, the one that I sold to a Premiership footballer, well, that would be renting for about 2.5 grand a month now, maybe 3. So you know, I basically I'd have 5-6 grand a month coming in, but I'd still be tied to the UK system for that, and all the laws that are now coming in to make being a landlord impossible. So, you know, I'm really glad I don't have to deal with that. But there is something about owning a property and the monthly income that comes from it, as opposed to gold and Bitcoin just sitting there. However, you are completely right in terms of value. But then the same happens to houses. So can you tell me why you think that's better than having a house, Tim? And I don't think I disagree, because you can be more out of the system, but you're still, even Bitcoin is made by the CIA. So. I wish I bought it at that time. I was too scared. It's so funny, isn't it? Like when you look, I mean, I'm not like this. I'm a massive risk taker. So the reason I got 12 Bitcoin is because I found them at 5 grand and I had loads of money. So I just put all the spare money I had into it without even really understanding it. Because what I did understand is that fiat is fake. I knew there was nothing backing up. Fiat is what we call money. I knew there was nothing backing up the fiat system, and I knew it was inevitable that it was going to collapse. So I didn't really have any fears about putting it in something else. But it is amazing. So I don't really have this, but there's so many people that live like, you know, that found these things when they were so affordable and were too scared to invest. And now, when I told my sister when it was 5 grand, what are you talking about? She basically just said, I'm poor and I always have to be poor. But she didn't say those words. She said, I'm not the sort of person that can invest 5 grand in something. I was like, you don't have to, you can just put 500 quid in. 500 quid? I don't have that. She has such a scarcity story that she can't allow herself to not be scarcity, because it is her whole makeup. It's her whole identity that she has, based on being brought up by a cleaner in complete scarcity. So, I got ya. So yeah, she literally was repulsed by the idea of investing, because she was just destined to be poor. Like in her head, like that was her identity, being poor. So you obviously won't have it as strongly as my sister did, but you'll have elements of that, and that's, you know, as you can acknowledge yourself, you don't need me to tell you anything. That's what played out there. Justin, Plato's Republic with Tom as philosopher king. I don't know much about this. I don't know what it was. So I started watching a video on it yesterday, and I drifted off and clearly found it boring. I don't even know what Plato's Republic was. He set something up, right? I only found out the other day, I think it was Socrates. I get more confused, but Socrates got killed. They ended Socrates for being too wise, basically like what we did to Jesus, if he existed. But he certainly wasn't the Son of God. A man may have existed called Jesus, but or he was no more the Son of God than anyone else is, I should say. Where are we at? Yeah, I know nothing about Plato's Republic. So I think what I garnered from this video, which I didn't listen to at all, was that he tried to create some sort of society that was not retarded. Is that right? That's all I know. I don't think I'm ready to be a philosopher king. I still think I'm a prince. I would suggest Lee would do a much better job. And when he dies, I'll take over. Because I think by then I'll be pretty, you know, I'll be where Lee's at. I'm past caring if people are women or men, if I connect, all good. Are you talking sexually? Would you lick the letters? I didn't expect that. I thought you'd be quite heteronormative. But you'd have the fish on your face? Is that right, Debbie? Is that what you're saying? To speak plebeian, I'm Gen X. It is plebeian, isn't it? No one's answered my questions. It is plebeian to do this whole Gen X thing, right? I think Jack agrees. To speak plebeian, I'm Gen X, and best generation, we stopped football violence, invented Ebenezer Good, wink, wink. Nah, I'm lost, mate. And created the next love generation of loved up vaves. So I think Jack's about 10 years older than me. So definitely honouring for the loved up rays. Don't know what Ebenezer Good is. Football violence. We stopped football violence. Yeah, that's probably a good thing overall. Yeah, Debbie doesn't have the power to ban anyone, just to let you know. If anyone's projected onto Debbie that she's banning people, I think all she can do is time out people. I can't really remember. Wow, she is determined to energy vampire tonight. She's creating new profiles. So obviously we'll just Kung Fu Panda her straight away as soon as she pops up. We're never letting her in again because she is manic, disgusting, and here for all the wrong reasons. Ah, Jack's in. How you doing, man? And going back to farming like my granddad, all the jobs are crap and the currency is collapsing and getting less valuable, even though it's made up in the first place. So how are you doing, Matt? Are you going to try and earn a living from it, or are you moving off grid and just trying to like living in a tent and just growing enough to sustain yourself? I don't think that would be possible in the UK, would it? It's actually really. Thomas Sheridan made a great point about why we're. Some people would say the best people. Of course, I'm not going to say that because of the platform we're on. Because I don't think anyone's better than anyone, and I think we're all the same. But some would argue that the best people are the ones that moved into the colder climate. So Thomas Sheridan was arguing that when you leave the places where mangoes grow and everything just grows in absolute abundance and there's food everywhere, you know, Africa being the best example of, you know, like literally like, here you go, and the sun is like, and then these lands being a great example of here you go, from Patra Mummy. But Ireland, not so much. UK, not so much. Like, okay, you can dig for some roots. If you're really lucky, you'll find a potato. You ain't got no mangoes on no trees. I mean, what fruit grows on trees in the UK? I can't even think of one. Apples, maybe? I think bananas do bizarrely, don't they? Can't get my head around that. So he made a point that, the people that were challenged the most are obviously going to be the best people. I mean, that goes without saying. I know that from my shadow work journey. Right? The best people are the ones that have faced themselves the most, that have had the most challenges, of course. Goes without saying. No one's answered my am I going blurry question, so I assume I'm not, but to me, I'm going blurry every 5 seconds. So if I am, if you could let me know, that'd be really handy. Not that I could do anything about it, so don't bother. Forget I just said that. Tell me. Why don't you let me know? Don't let me know. Let me know. What's the point? Don't bother. Fucking do it, bitches. Oh, that was all a bit manic, wasn't it? But yeah, this is amazing, Jackson. You're amazing. I want to know more. So it seems to me, from my very little, my zero understanding about farming, that to make a living from it, it has to be done on quite a large scale. Is it even possible to make a living from it now? Like, the government are obviously doing all they can to destroy farming. So it seems like a terrible time to be doing it from a practical, selfish perspective, but obviously it's actually the best time to be doing it from a doing what's right and following your path and your passion no matter what in the face of complete adversity and tyranny. Massive respect. Can you give us some more information? How are you going to make it work? How are you going to make it happen? What does it look like? What sort of scale? What are you expecting back from it? Are you just trying to feed yourself, or are you hoping to make a living? Oh God, Rachel is so disgusting. Can you imagine being excited that Sophie's back? It's like, yay, another repressed spastic one, so I don't feel quite so I can just stay as I am rather than doing any work. Oh, there's more of us. We can all just spaz out together. What me, man? So vile. Oh, 17. Debbie. Yes, Picky's going blurry a bit. Yeah. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Fuck me. At least we've got one that's not a retard. Only joking. There's loads. Tim and Jax. And Jax will spring to mind straight away. And there's loads more. Riley. Not so much Rachel. Definitely retarded. Oh my God. So retarded. And this is the hater. Like she says she's already a hater. She loves to try and wind me up, because it's all she's got. Oh my God! Look who's back! Wow! Oh wow! So it's the spaz moderator I had, who hates me now because I rejected his friendship. He's so hurt by me rejecting his friendship, but he's now a hater. Still the same old boring crap. Can you imagine calling me boring? Look at the level of projection in that. So this is the most boring man in the world. Like, he's so boring. He's so dull. And he's so low IQ. So obviously there's no spirituality in this man. There's no meeting himself. We can't even talk about that. We can only assess him from a very, I don't think it's even third dimension. I think 2-dimensional perspective, because this man is like a 1D human. First, I forget what Lee calls it, but, just the first level, like just purely of the ego. Like there's no self reflection there whatsoever. No consciousness whatsoever. So this man is only able to project. So he's literally the most boring man in the world. He's calling me boring. Like, of all the things, of all the ways to try and insult me, to call me boring, I'm definitely not boring. Not watched you for ages. Oh, because that means something. The most boring person in the world, who is triggered because he was so desperate to be my friend. So he's responding to rejection right now from a triggered place, rather than just, okay, Tom doesn't want to be my friend, but I love myself enough and know myself well enough for that not to affect me. He's still 6 months later in a huge trigger over it, because he's so upset that I don't want to be his friend. Not watched you for ages, but same old, same old. It says the most boring man in the world that could never create a video, would never get watched by anyone. Such a sad bastard, it's unbelievable. Nice seeing you, Pete. You sad cunt. Good for you, Tom. We chatted to survivors and we're inspired by their optimism after such horror. Presumably you're talking about Cambodia there, and you agree with what I said. I think that's what you're referring to. Cheers, Solar. Nice contribution. You know much more than me. Please share what you think. It's so funny, isn't it, that Pete has to say, I've not watched you for ages, as if I'm going to be like, oh, is Pete watching? Ooh, that means something. Oh, Pete doesn't watch me. That means I must be boring. What a pleb. So most of it, what did you blow 12 Bitcoin on? Most of it went on the community center. So when I sold them, they were only worth 7. Was it 12? Right, yeah, they were worth 7, and 2 weeks later, they went up to 12. It was just before the 21,000 bull run, where the top was 21,000. So 2 weeks later, they went up to 12. Within 6 months, they were worth 21 grand. So I was suicidal. And I spent them all. I basically got bullied by my friend well, he wasn't really my friend. He kind of still is my friend, but he did bully me into selling all my Bitcoin to create this community center, which he then fucked up by shagging everyone. I also completely fucked it up by being depressed and thinking that I was some sort of leader. We both completely fucked it up. But I was the one that lost all the money, even though he's now angry with me about money. He lost 10 grand, I lost 200. And he's angry with me about money. Okay, mate. Okay. So basically, I think 8 of them went on that community center, 8 times 7, 56. Yeah, so it was something about I was remortgaging, I can't quite remember. When I took the building on, I took a 25-year lease and I knew it needed X amount of money. And I'd told myself that I could remortgage one of my properties for that money and did it all on that basis. Massive risk. And then couldn't remortgage my property. I can't remember why, but I couldn't remortgage my property. So then I was halfway through a project which needed another 60 grand. So he convinced me to sell about 8 of my Bitcoin, I think. And then the other 4 went on the teak house in Thailand. I don't think that's quite right. I think 2 went on the teak house in Thailand, and then I think I gambled 2 into shitcoin and lost. I went to a computer store in Phnom Penh. The guy who helped me had no arms due to unexploded mines, and yet he still was a gamer. How? Oh my God. I didn't know, but I thanked him and gave him a hug. Oh my God, it's so awful. How do you lose your arm? Oh, he's gardening, isn't he? He's gone like that and picked it up. Oh my God. It's just so, honestly, these people are so beautiful. And the fact that so many of them have lost their limbs due to disgusting globalists who pretend to be the US government. Absolutely disgusting. But I'm going to get a technician in today. You all know him as Lee, and he's going to sort this camera out because this is terrible. I'm ready to start learning again. Lee's been trying to teach me stuff the last few days, and I've just been like, Lee, I'm literally about to jump off a balcony. Can you please stop trying to teach me more about technology? So he's backed away for the last 3 days, but I'm gonna open to it again. It was in the pandemic, so everything was kind of shit. Also, had a lady try and sell me a 7-year-old boy. Never happened to me in the 3 years. What? For what reason? I mean, there's only one reason why a Westerner would want a 7-year-old child. And it's not good. Well, I mean, you know, maybe not. Maybe they'd be like, yeah, I'll give you money so it has a better life and I'll look after it. But, you know, in general, good things are not going to happen to that child. Never happened in the 3 years I lived in Thailand. A bit more, I don't know. I mean, it can only be desperation, can't it? But that's crazy. Like, what pretense were they selling you under? Was it, I mean, presumably, you know, they know what's going to happen to a child that gets sold, or what's most likely to happen to a child that gets sold. So presumably they were selling it to you with that knowing, not that you would obviously do that, and obviously you didn't. But, you know, presumably that's what they were thinking. Is that right? I can't think. I'm just gobsmacked. So I've never experienced that in Southeast Asia. I've never experienced anything like that. That's mental, mate. Is this worth reading? I wouldn't have thought so. No, I don't think so. I think it's women chit-chatting. I hope Cambodia is now better. It was cool, but like I said, a bit off. Well, that's crazy, mate. I mean, I've never experienced anything like that, so I can't comment on it. I mean, to me, yeah, but it definitely seems a lot better than that now. But, you know, I'm not going to say that isn't possible now, or there aren't people still living in that amount of desperation. But it's certainly not how it's certainly not, you know, my experience is not that. And it doesn't seem, I don't see much desperation. I see people working very hard. I see people working every day. I see people working long hours for very little money. But I see a lot of happiness. I don't see starvation. I mean, like, that's starvation levels, isn't it? To be doing that, like, you've got to be, well, I would hope to be doing that. You've got to be able to not feed the child, and you're kind of, you've got to a place where you tell yourself that this might be best for the child. I don't know. It's obviously I can't comprehend it. But yeah, I don't. It's not how it's not my experience of Cambodia. I don't think people are that desperate. Rachel with a 5. You get me so well, and not at times, Tom. But I did send a message. But I did send a message tonight to try and wind you up about Sophie, as it's good entertainment for us peps. Okay, great. At least you're able to acknowledge it and not get triggered by it. Yeah, you do whatever works for you, Rachel. If you need to be entertained and that entertains you, that's fine. If you're sending me money, you can definitely do what you want. So you retarding out doesn't really trigger me that much. It saddens me, and it's like, oh God. That is in for you, because I just know what that means for your life. But whereas Sophie, what's the difference? Well, that's the difference. The fact that you can take that accountability, and it may be, you know, it sounds like you're not taking accountability with a view to making yourself better, but you are able to take accountability. So that's the huge difference between you and Sophie, and that's why you're still here and she isn't. So yeah, I have no problem with how you show up. I know it means you're going to make no progress, but I have no problem with it. That's the thing about Southeast Asia. You can feel the excitement and the hope and innovation of people there, unlike the West, where I see no future because we gave it away. Yeah, it's so true, mate. There's so much excitement about the future out here, and understandably, like, everything's just growing and getting better for them. Jackson, I went clubbing in London once when I was 18 and hated it so much, lol. I went with friends, but I hate dancing in loud music. Yeah, it's awful. You have to take 15 pills, Jackson. It's the only way you can do it. That's what I found. And then it's great fun, but the next day it's so not worth it. So yeah, just honor yourself and work the lands, mate. I know you don't need me to tell you this. I know you know. I'm so glad you got the cat things there, Tom. That's really good. The cat things is in this? Or do you mean the cat things? I'd put a shit ton of laxatives in the milk when it arrives and let them steal it. A big fat dose of reap what you sow to the thief. I've not got the context, but it sounds like somebody's been stealing Riley's milk, so she's put laxatives in it. That's fantastic. What's the communist saying? Ah, God, I don't have any context, but it sounds like a lot of fun. So here's the expectation and the entitlement. How rude when I donate to you, Tom, that I'd go over to another live when you know I can't, as I'm a technophobe. She is funny, and she is good at taking accountability. Like, oh man, I have a very love-hate relationship with Rachel. Like, she really does do my head in terms of, you know, what she's doing to herself. But she is funny and able to take accountability as well. I don't know why I'm being in this person's comments up. I can't quite remember where I got to with this person. I can't remember. I've lived in London, Liverpool, Cornwall, Romania, Bulgaria, Ireland, and long stay in India. Never had a single problem with a Muslim. Yeah, I think it's because they Yeah, no, this person is a twat. But they send the worst ones to us. So they literally empty their jails and they send the worst ones. So when you go to a Muslim country, they're fine because they have boundaries and they're in community and they respect their country and they respect the laws, and they're not in a two-tier system that lets them off with everything, and they don't arrive to a country where that country tells them that that colonialism was a bad thing and we owe you something and don't respect us and rape our women. So of course we get the worst ones. But this person is a libtard, so there's not really much point speaking about what they say. Tim is right. In history, no currency has survived except gold money. Same thing will happen with current day government currencies. They'll all go to zero eventuality. Definitely true. However, as Lee says, why is gold worth anything? What can you do with gold? It's useless. It's worthless. I mean, it's not quite true. Like it's conductive, isn't it? And there's a few things you can actually practically do with it. But silver is much more practical. So really, Lee makes a very good argument for the same will happen to gold because we're moving into a new paradigm. Like, yes, it's always collapsed back to gold because we've always been in this same paradigm. This I don't know what to call it. I'll just call it spaz world, where money is a part of it. But you know, where Lee thinks we're going, money isn't going to be a thing for much longer. Right, I'm going to start zooming down the chat. I'm going to start bringing it to an end. I think I'm done. We've had some fun, haven't we? Shagelix, as she knew about, so all I've read is I knew about Bitcoin in 2011. I can guarantee she won't have bought any because she lives in fear. Let's see if I'm right. I knew about BTC in 2011. I thought it was a token that you exchanged real currency for in order to use to buy plush toys on the deep web, a bit like PayPal for the deep web. So yeah, she judged it, she projected onto it because she's in fear and didn't buy any, and now she's still a piss poor pleb. I like you, Shagelix. I like you, just so you know, I really like you. But you know, very fearful, very judgmental. You tried to comment on, you commented on one of these videos as if you knew better. I can't remember what it was, but it was so funny. Oh yeah, trauma. But trauma isn't a gift. Yeah, not for you, because you haven't got to the other side yet. Oh, I feel like I've neglected C Plebs tonight, but I feel like he's just been chatting to others. All of his stuff has been an at. So I've not bought any of it up. But I love C Plebs. Oh my God, XRP. Fuck XRP, man. Just fuck all shitcoins. Honestly, fuck all shitcoins. I'm so pissed off of them. Yeah, I've lost so much money on shitcoins. You've really got to know what you're doing. Yes, you are going blurry. It keeps going in and out. It's fucking crap, innit? I'll get Lee on it today. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not going to speak into it because I know nothing, but that is interesting. Turns out that cancer cells rely on the same source of sustenance as for parasites. Oh, so that's good news, isn't it? So whatever you found will get rid of all of it. I mean, parasites are cancer, aren't they? Basically. Oh, right. The lesbians don't like me. It seems even my partner hate watches you. He flipped his lid when he seen I am watching you tonight. So he's embarrassed to be watching me. That's interesting. How pathetic. Just own it, man. Can you imagine living in the minds of others so much that you want to watch something, but you pretend that you don't? Can you imagine how false their relationship is? How much they lie to each other if they can't even tell each other what they're watching on YouTube? Oh my God. Talk about a co-addiction between two spaz planks. Sorry, but you know, it's true. I mean, my God, relationships are such a lie, man. That if you're not relating consciously yet, if you're not able to be honest with your partner, what the fuck are you doing? You're not ready to be in a relationship. Fuck's sake, man. People who are in relationships and they lie to each other, man. Or even just hide the truth from each other. Like, oh my God, people are still doing that? Oh my God. But if you care about Sophie like you claim to in your messages to her on Lee's channel, so this is at Rachel, why would you do that knowing what he will say and she listening? You come across as two-faced, Rachel. Yeah, so true, so true. It's not come across, she is. because she doesn't know who she is, and she's all about drama. So she'll just do anything for drama. So she has no integrity. She has no morals. She has no knowing of self. She has no respect for self. So hence she's two-faced. Yeah, I don't like her at all. But I do like the fact that she can take accountability. But my God, if I was around her, I'd just be like, fuck off. Like, get out of my space. There's no way I would have Rachel anywhere near me. She's, horrendous. So it seems that Sophie has made 3 profiles tonight. Like, how desperate is that? They've all got banned. How pathetic. Yeah, it sounds like you're better than your partner. So this person is starting to come out of duality, starting to see the spectrum and the grey in between, starting to realize the answer is in the grey and not in the extremes. All right, we're at the bottom of the chat. The chat isn't the same without Sophie. Can you imagine being so desperate? Oh my God, these people. These desperate people. Okay. Lipsis, I'm about to end the chat. That's a shame. Have you got anything you'd like to say, Lipsis, before I end the chat? Because I like you a lot. I'm literally just waiting for Lipsis comment now. Hey, Atom. We don't really get it, but hey. All right, let's read Jay Rexin and then we'll go. Jackson. The same won't happen to gold because it's genuinely rare. I don't think that's true, mate. I don't think that's true. I think these things just reproduce themselves. I mean, do you think oil is rare, or do you know that oil just reproduces itself? I think, oil's obvious. Gold, I'm not so sure about. But I don't think anything's rare. So the value is in its rarity. It's only made when a star collapses. Unless a comet lands on Earth full of gold, it won't lose its value. Yeah, but you're basing that on us needing a monetary value in things. What if that changes? I mean, if that changes, obviously it's irrelevant anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I suppose if you're talking about investing money, then you're coming from the paradigm that money is still going to be a thing in 10, 20 years. And therefore you are right about everything you say about gold. But I'm coming from a paradigm where none of this matters because money ain't going to be a thing soon. But yes, from the paradigm we're currently in, gold is definitely the safest bet, I think. All right, Lipsis is Persian. I'm Persian. Wow, that's interesting. Persian. Is that what that says? Persian. Does that say Persian? I'm not sure. I do love your perspective. You're like Greg Davies in your honesty. I don't know who Greg Davies is. So your partner is embarrassingly watching me in the corner pretending he's not, and you're just commenting on my videos. So how does that work? Why is your partner such a pussy? I mean, your partner can't make you wet, can he? Let's be honest. He hasn't made you wet in ages. He's not a man. He's a soy boy, people-pleasing pussy, which you think you want because you're so disempowered and feminism has fucked you up so much that you think you want a woman as a man, but he can't make you wet. It's true, isn't it? He's never made you wet. You don't want to have sex with him. But you like having someone around that you can boss about. But he can't make you wet. And being wet is everything. What do you think about that? I grew to love you through him, but can he make you wet? This is the only reason the live stream is continuing. I want to know if he's ever made you wet. But my 3-year-old is autistic, so yes, he's good at looking after your 3-year-old, so you'll never leave him even though he doesn't make you wet because he looks after your 3-year-old. My God, I want to work. Does that mean wank? Because he can't make you wet? Can he make you wet? I want independence. He can't make her wet, people. She wants to get rid of him. Because he can't make her wet. So this is a problem. These women have been destroyed by feminism, and so have men. And then they only have soy boys to pick from, but because they've been so conditioned by feminism, they want a weak man, or they think that a good man is a pussy. So they get with them, and then they can't make them wet. And then guess what happens when real men come over the border? Okay, yeah, they're disgusting animals, but they're very masculine. They start dancing and start waving them in because these men can make them wet. My child takes everything. He doesn't look after him. I do everything. And he can't make you wet. That's where all this is coming from. So you've chosen a soy boy. You've chosen a demasculinated man. So of course he can't do any of these things. And he also can't make you wet, which is the big one. And that means you can't surrender to him. You can't trust him. You can't let him lead you. And no woman can lead. So you end up being the man. You end up being the leader, and it all just goes to shit. He ends up in the fucking corner of the room pretending he's not watching me. You end up slagging him off on my live stream, which he's obviously going to see because your relationship is so disconnected that you can't be honest with each other. And this is how you communicate through my live stream. All because he can't make you wet. I'm not having a go at you. I've been in loads of relationships like this. And not quite this repressed. But, you know, loads of co-addictions where we're not being honest with each other and we're just manipulating each other to try and get our needs met. But it's disgusting. It's not disgusting, I don't judge it, but it's disgusting for you. I mean, look how, you know, it's all coming out now, like it's all spilling out. And again, I think this is great. I'm not judging it in any way. I think it's great that you're being honest. But this is what happens when you're not honest. You end up in these co-addictions of dishonesty and no one can make each other wet. And if you can't make each other wet, then what's the point? Because it's not about being wet, it's about the resentment that then caused. And now you can't surrender to him because he can't make you wet and he can't lead the way. So you're leading the way and you're a woman, so obviously you can't do that. It's fucked. I do love animals. Lipsis still gets quite judgmental and pathetic sometimes. I absolutely adore animals, but it doesn't mean I won't shout at them. A wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah. So he goes to the gym and he's got big muscles, right? But he can't make you wet. Okay, so this stream has suddenly got really interesting. But he treats me like shit. That now my family don't want to know me. Oh, right, yeah. So he's probably so demasculated and so insecure that he's controlling and doesn't want you to have any family or friends because he can't make you wet. This all stems from not being able to make you wet because it all stems from him not being masculine and you not being feminine. You're masculine and he's feminine. Oh, that's going to work out well. Yes, codependence. So true. Read a book, Pia Mellody, Love Addiction, I think it's called. Pia Mellody. If you type Pia Mellody Love Addiction in, her book will come up. Pia Mellody. Pia Mellody. This will change your life. I mean, it sounds like you're already aware of what co-addiction is, so that's good. When I read this book, I wasn't even aware of what it was, and I was just like, it's describing my whole life. He was the first man I trusted because he was more like a woman and couldn't make you wet. So you trusted him because he was non-threatening, because you've been so conditioned by feminism to be scared of masculinity and to see masculinity as a bad thing. So much so that you call the matriarchy we live in a patriarchy. Yeah, man, we're trying to sort it out. No, he isn't even an alpha male. I love him. Well, you don't love him. You love safety and security. It's nothing to do with him. You don't love anything about this man. But you do love not being challenged, and you do love safety and security, and you do love the dynamic that you have both created through control, where you both know where you can and can't go because of your repressions. But actually you hate him, and actually you hate yourself. And you hate this dynamic, and you hate this repression, and you hate the fact he can't make you wet. But you tell yourself you love him because you're so scared of losing the safety you have created through him, but it's not really safety, it's repression. It's his own trauma and yours. I'm 5 foot, oh my God. Life must be so scary when you're 5 foot. All right, thank you for sharing, SMA Prize. You made it quite interesting towards the end. Has he ever made you wet? We know the answer. Tom, do get Lee to fix the camera. It is rather like being drunk if you are a glass of water. Yeah, totally. It's really bad. I'm really sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry. I just acknowledge that it's really bad and I will do something about it. Or I will ask Lee to do something about it. Yeah, I'll do that. I hope you get wet soon. But you'll only get wet when you surrender and become a woman and you meet an actual man. Try and get out of his co-addiction, or at least try and be honest with your co-addiction partner. Tell him he's never made you wet and you would like him to slap you and dominate you. Maybe not slap you, but you would like to be dominated like the bitch that you are. And that's not an insult. You want him to pin you down and fuck you. Try it. No, thank you for sharing. It's amazing. Sarah, thank you. I hope to see more of you, Sarah. I'm going to end the stream. I kind of don't want to because I feel like we're getting somewhere quite deep and interesting with you. If you tell us that he's never made you wet, then I'll keep the stream going. But as long as you're hiding that, I'm less inclined. I've been through many traumas, Sarah. I hear you. Yeah, we've all got nothing but love for you, other than obviously the twats. Yeah, so he's got a lot of problems, clearly, but as long as you only make it about his problems and don't reflect on your own and why you've chosen a man that doesn't make you wet, then you'll always end up in these co-addictions. That was our premise from the beginning. What was? Not being wet. I love your energy. I'm learning. Amazing. Great. Yeah, read Pia Melody's Love Addiction book. And try and have the first honest chat you've ever had with your partner. It's going to be very scary. It's going to bring up a lot of reaction because neither of you can hold yourselves. This is why you live in a lie. You live a lie because you can't hold yourself and because you react to everything. You and him. This is about both of you. So you tread on eggshells around each other and you know what each other can take and can't take. So in general, you don't go over the boundaries. And then when you get triggered, you go straight over a boundary and do this because you know exactly what will trigger him. So there's no love here. There's no respect here. There's just two people coping together because the idea of being alone is so scary, but there's no respect or love or connection here. So bring it up. I mean, and if you can't, clip the last bit of this live and say, you know, this is the truth about our relationship, what we're going to do about it, and just send him this. You don't need to clip it. You just send him a live and say, watch the last 20 minutes. If you can't do it yourself, but you'd be much better doing it yourself. But he's going to have a massive reaction. I mean, he might even get violent. He might be so repressed that he would get violent over this. If you overstep his boundaries so much that you have both agreed to. Probably not verbally, because I don't think you've ever had an honest connection, an honest conversation with your man in your life. Fet life was the premise. Ah, right. So I think you met. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. This is fucked. So you met on a website called FetLife. I've never been on it, but I'm aware of it. So this is a website where people with fetishes meet. So you realize that fetishes, kinks, are kinks in your nervous system and are from trauma, right? Not judging them, not making them wrong. Play them out as much as you need to, no problem. So, but the most broken people in the world are interested in fetish stuff. So two broken people meet, and it's based on their brokenness. And them playing out that brokenness sexually. And then you form a relationship based on that. And you're surprised it doesn't work. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, honestly. I can still see parts of this in me. Like that date I went on the other night, that was... you know, that was based on a fetish, ultimately. And I saw it and didn't go on a second date because I had enough respect for him as a human being to not use him to satisfy my fetish, which doesn't even really need satisfying. Like it's just something I notice. And yes, it's strong enough to motivate me to go on a date with someone, but once I actually see where it's going and what I want and what he wants and how they're two completely different things. And for me to get what I want, sex, I'm going to have to pretend to give him what he wants, which the old Tom would have done, a relationship. The old Tom would have got the sex and then fucked him off. And that would have been fine in old Tom's moral compass. But my moral compass has shifted now, and the pain it's going to cause him and the karmatic ramifications of that for me are not worth me getting my end away anymore. So that was the decision I came to for the first time in my life at 41. So, I'm very predisposed, is that the right word? I'm very prone to this as well. But you're totally in it and you can't even see it. And you're starting to see it with these words potentially. So you can't base a relationship on sexuality. This is why no gay relationships work, because they're all based on sexuality. Not sexuality, on sexualness. But he's jealous of our son. Wow. So he's such a broken man that he meets women on fet websites and thinks that that's the basis for a relationship. And he's also such a broken man that he's jealous of the attention the son receives from his mother. Yeah, it's really bad, man. I really think you'd serve you and your son well to get out of this relationship. As much as it's good for a son to have a father, and I'm not saying, get out of this relationship and make your son fatherless, unless he really is very dangerous. But, that's extreme. I think mothers that make children weapons are the worst women in the world. And I think unless it's really extreme, your son absolutely needs to have a relationship with his dad. But this whole, it's not good for a child to come from a broken home is of course true, but it's so much worse for a child to be in a home like this where he's getting disrespected by his dad, where he's getting hated on by his dad. So I just had a dad that couldn't meet himself, couldn't be a man, and it affected me massively. But he wasn't, maybe there's a chance my dad could have been jealous of me actually, because my mum is his mum energetically. So maybe that did play out with me. But I'm not aware of that. And that was damaging enough. So if he's actively jealous of your son, therefore he's going to be putting your son, for a father to be putting their son down in any way is going to be so detrimental on your son. And your son's already fucked. But that was inevitable the minute you guys started rubbing your bits together and tying each other up and slapping each other about. You were always going to create fucked up offspring, and that's fine. That's how it's meant to be, and his trauma will be his blessing if he does the work. But don't keep letting it perpetuate. Once you're aware of it, you're aware of it now. Like you've clearly been aware of it before this conversation. To be saying things like that, he's jealous of our son. Like you're clearly very aware of how terrible this man is for your son. And this conversation has obviously been needed for a long time. You've obviously been desperate to get this out for a long time, to speak into this for a long time. It's going to be very scary for you, but I imagine it also feels very cathartic for you right now. And so this is I think this is a big step for you. I feel like this is the first time you've spoken to anyone about it, because the way it's just like warm coming out, it's like it's been held for a very long time. So I really honor you for the courage you're showing right now and doing it in a live stream. Like that's great courage, but it also shows how desperate you are. It also shows how desperate you are to speak about this. I do offer one-on-one sessions. I'm not just doing this to try and get your money, but I think it would really benefit you to spend an hour with somebody talking about this privately, where we can really do what we're doing now, but much, much deeper. So I offer that for £50. If you want to take me up on that, then here's my email. If not me, someone. Like you really need to, even if it's just ring, if you don't want to spend any money, then ring the Samaritans, and at least it's someone that will listen to you. They won't give you any wisdom. They won't help you in any way, but just getting it off your chest, because it sounds like you've been holding on to this for a long time. Just getting it off your chest, it will be really good for you. So even if it's just a pleb at the end of the phone who's willing to listen, then I would really recommend it. But I think I think having a session with me would really help you. If that feels aligned for you. But this is a big moment for you. This is a really big moment for you. This is a life-changing moment for you. Well done. But it's, and also really, oh my God, it's mostly my fault. That's amazing. That's the most key thing. And if you can go to him with that, so when you go for this first honest conversation you've ever had with him, go with vulnerability. Like, it's much easier for him to receive it. And I'm not saying that this is right or that you should have to do this, but it is, when you've just said it's more you than him, I'm just going to say it's 50-50. But if it is more with you than him, then even more what I'm about to say. But, you know, I imagine it's 50-50. And because it's just two repressed, controlling, broken people. So you're both going to be doing it. But good on you for that that's on the screen now. So go to him, not like this, go to him like this. Go, you know, I've been self-reflecting and I've realized I do all this and I'm really sorry about that and I want to change it. And then that will allow him to go, yeah, and I do all this. Whereas if you go like, you do all this, then obviously he's going to come with this energy, which is what your whole relationship is, I imagine. But if you can go to him for the first time like this, then he has much more, there's much more possibility that he can meet you like this. And this is great too, to be laughing at yourself whilst being really vulnerable and really honest and really raw. All right, great. Thanks for sharing. It's a shame you couldn't admit he doesn't make you wet, but that was obviously a bit too much. But, you know, you've done great. You've done really great. Of course, a child should have both mother and father. Yeah, in an ideal world, but you're not living in an ideal world. You're two very broken, fucked up people. So if he is genuinely, I am not telling you to leave him. I don't know enough to say that. But what made me say that was when you said something around him being jealous of your son. And now for you to have spotted that, there's going to be some actions that are really detrimental to your son. So that was where that came from. But of course, in an ideal world, you're right, but you're not coming from an ideal world. You're coming from a fucked up demonic one. In terms of, I'm speaking about you know, the world, yes, but I'm actually just speaking about your relationship. Yeah, I mean, I am the alpha male in our relationship. It's not how it should be. It's not, and it's not like should based on other people's opinions or what other people think. No. It's like for a man and a woman to relate successfully, the woman has to be surrendered and the man has to be a leader. It's the only way it can work. Otherwise, you end up with, you know, what I got brought up in, which, you know, is actually really good compared to what most people get brought up in. But you end up with a woman and a little boy. Great. I mean, I really encourage you to book that session. Like, honestly, it will be the best £50 you ever spend. Like, it will change your life. And I don't need £50. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it because I know that you're ready. And I have the experience that you require to move past this. All right, I really hope I get an email from you, Sarah, but if that doesn't feel right to you, then that's fine. Lots of love to everyone. Thank you so much for being part of the stream, everything that everyone's contributed in the form of comments and likes, and even projections. Because the projections are great as well, because they allow me to teach, I use them as teaching points for those that are actually here to learn something, or are open to receiving and reflecting together. I'm not making myself better than anyone. I'm not making myself a teacher. I'm just, what I meant by that is the plebs allow us to speak into psychology deeply and allow deepenings to occur within ourselves. Thank you to all these people for making the stream possible, because there's no way I would sit here for 3 hours a night if these people didn't do this sort of thing. So yeah, just lots of love and lots of appreciation. Oh, I think I missed this one. Do you believe AI will replace all white collar work? Yeah, absolutely. And most blue collar. eventually. But white collar work's effed. No chance. No chance. It's so funny that people, that seems to be the biggest fear around AI is, I'll lose my enslavement. Can you imagine being that depressed? But you're scared about losing your enslavement. But I understand it, because people just only know repression and scarcity. And their only self-worth and status comes through their enslavement. Oh my God, it's so bad, isn't it? Sorry I missed that one, Justin. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely it will. I'm amazed it hasn't already. I'm amazed that there's still people doing, like, pushing bits of paper around in HR. What's the point? All right, lots of love, guys. Hope to hear from you, Sarah. Big love to you.